welcome everybody. Welcome back. It's been a little bit. I'm gonna do a little recap of last session. So let me switch over to our correct map here. There we go to show the map.
Woo!
All right. So you guys had defeated the Kraken in the channel of Hornhill, and Hornhill Strait.
Oh yeah.
Shortly
It's all
after,
coming back.
shortly after, Umbra had appeared. You guys chased the Kraken, who was limping away through the ocean, carrying Manny in its mouth, into a deep underwater cave.
Yeah.
Upon emerging, you guys found the Kraken dead, and Manny currently in a fight with Umbra, who had been in this lair the whole time and had been controlling said.
2 rounds of OG combat right there.
Yeah.
Good job, Manny.
Lucky save.
Yeah.
And
Manny
it
survived
wasn't-
3 rounds on his own at like half health.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think we did much combat-wise. 'Cause didn't you get stunned right after we arrived?
Yeah, but I was doing things where like I got like a 17,
Yeah.
19, like 17, like really high rolls to prevent getting stunned, or else
Yeah.
he'd like suck my brain out,
Mhm.
which happened to one of us.
Yes.
May or may not have happened.
Where it happened, but it technically didn't.
Yeah.
One of our characters technically like had their brain eaten, but then
died yet again.
but then it never actually happened.
Never happened. What are you talking about?
How many times has Manny been in a precarious situation? Everyone else shows up, and then your character dies.
To be fair, it's only happened twice,
It's happened twice.
but it's odd that it's happened twice.
Right.
Because it was you that got the witches,
The hags,
the
yeah.
hags sprung the trap against you two.
Us two, yeah.
Yeah.
And then y'all show up to save the day, and Phoenix got murdered.
So one of our players used the Fates card from the deck of many things that they had pulled in the past. The party, with a week left to spare before the plan for Artis would begin, the plan to infiltrate Artis and the arrival of the Pater would begin, our party decided to travel to the East Coast and visit a dragon who was living in the old elven citadel. Pulling up the name right now of the city. Adesta. The party traveled north to Adesta. It was ambushed by a couple of arrows from a pretty hefty range, and upon further glint, located where they were coming from, presented the platinum scarf that was gifted to them by Bahamut as a means of securing a safe conversation with one of his last remaining children.
Yeah. I don't think Sal knew anything about this scarf, but.
The elf that you had seen atop one of the few standing towers on the inner walls of Adesta leapt from its ledge, and in that moment transformed into a massive ancient copper dragon. It flew past you guys and made its way into the great halls of the Adesta Capitol building.
Nice.
You guys were just about to begin your journey into said Capitol building to have this conversation. Knowing that you are expected to be back at the tower within 3 days from now.
Nothing but a thing.
You remember what the parchment? Because you try to air with a message, I believe.
It was simply
Go away.
the message he sent was to go away. It was a threat.
Go away. Okay.
Basically, he was
It's
telling
like the
you to go.
walking-
He shot an arrow with "This is your one and only warning. You need to leave."
And then I lifted up the scarf and went, no, we don't.
Yeah, she presented the platinum scarf, and then
Multipass.
no second arrow was shot when you guys approached, and instead that's when he turned into the copper
They didn't see
dragon,
you.
and very obviously
Same
flew
dumb
into
stuff.
the Citadel building.
Pass.
Yeah. An old
Onward we go.
creepy city, and
Tally ho.
I knew he wouldn't be able to hit us.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think you could easily kill us if you
Alright.
want.
He put
Are
it
you
right
ready
in.
to actually? I know we've flirted about dragons, and we now co-parent a dragon. But are you ready to meet an actual dragon?
Yeah, I turned into an actual dragon.
Well, we met the dragon at the tower.
Yeah, but he's just like a yellow bird, or has yellow
Bahamut?
eyes. Yeah. He's a fake. He's
No.
freaky. Yeah.
I think I'm ready to deal with another dragon. We can take down a kraken. Dragon can't be that bad.
Yeah, you've been swallowed now, so it's just sucked you right on in.
Doesn't get worse than getting
Yeah.
swallowed and sucked.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But are you guys ready?
Yeah.
You are last. Just
I'm fine. I have the scarf.
and you're still last.
For what reason?
You've died under Manny's watch at least twice now.
Technically, never
Yeah.
happened.
I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
she didn't die. There's nothing happened.
Never.
Never happened.
I don't remember, right? They do remember.
They remember.
I think only a couple of us saw.
You guys have this like, I swear this happened, but like deja vu.
Yeah.
You that saw the events of this, because you were at her feet, at her body, and you did the card. Kind of, you know what's going on. You kind of get a picture. Like you are more sure that it absolutely happened. You guys are like the deja vu of like, I swear this happened.
What
I
about
don't.
me?
Same as same
Ow.
as them. And then yes, Krista has no idea. She just remembers that she was stunned, and then suddenly she woke up on the ground.
I don't want her to
So-
know. I'm gonna keep gaslighting her.
Yeah. So you guys are having the
I
weird
know.
deja vu moment.
So
because like
I
you
can continue
swear
on.
this happened,
I
but
have
you don't
the
really.
scarf.
You've died
Yeah.
at least twice.
I have
She's
not.
only died once.
I've died
1.5.
once.
At least
You
twice.
brought me back.
Maybe thrice. Do you
I
really
don't-
know what
I-
happens when you sleep?
I've only.
Yes,
What?
I
She
sleep.
died?
No, I don't die when I sleep. We're going, and I
Wait,
go
she died
forward.
once?
Are you gonna get in front of me? No. So let's go.
You could be your shield if you want. Just start walking in front of her. Like, be our guest.
You could be.
I'm confused what that's happening.
Human shields.
I like.
Well, I guess if she has the scarf, she should be the one. They must need to talk to the dragon.
I already seen the scarf.
Did you know, Katie, in Jumanji, the little boy in Jumanji, he voices Chip in Beauty and the Beast. Found that one out recently. We were watching Jumanji. I was looking at what else he was in.
Well, I'm ready. So,
Okay.
is there
I'm walking
anything
in.
that we can search for? Passing through the runes, is there any notable runes that, like
Sorry.
Or just a
Just
temple,
like that part.
chapel,
Should you listen?
anything that would
I
be
am listening.
Yeah.
still standing that looks reasonable to
Why
poke
is it
my head
that
into?
loud?
I
If you
guess.
search
I would say yeah. There's a couple buildings you walk by,
We get swung on. We
like,
go right beside
what could be
the
in
fence.
here.
Yeah.
And we'll say yeah, like one of them is probably a chapel that's on the inner grounds of the capital city, in that inner sanctum grounds kind of. You guys have already passed through the inner wall,
Yeah.
and are in kind of this open courtyard area with small buildings scattered around. So I say small because you have a giant capital building in front of you, but like
Yeah.
these are a full scale church that's just like in the middle of this big stone courtyard, and like kind of poking your head in. They are both surprisingly neat
Okay.
and surprisingly empty.
Okay. See,
There is
that
not
was-
a piece of metal like you would expect to walk in and see like metal
Chalices.
like candelabras and stuff, and nothing like that.
Okay. My
Anything
other
that was metal like is like rusted, but it looks like it was probably like a poor metal, and that's why it's rusted. The wooden benches are like in the perfect positions. Some of them are definitely showing signs of rot and age, but they're all dry. The outer city was definitely decimated by the stampeding giants.
yes.
The inner city is well preserved, but just as empty. It doesn't show any signs of battle, which makes you assume, based on the bodies out there, that they were unsuccessful in destroying the entirety of the city, but they did enough damage that it was abandoned.
Okay. My follow up is as I'm poking through, looking through windows and stuff like that. Sal's looking for any obvious tones of necromancy in the city, like ancient or otherwise.
Wait, what? Wait, did necromancy? Oh wait, has necromancy always been a thing in D&D? I didn't know that.
There, you are unsure. It would be assumed that there's probably some sort of Mages Guild building in this, but nothing that stands out to you so far walking through these areas.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just passively.
Yeah, you do know that the old library, that was like the place of creation in magic, and like that was where a lot of
Further in.
yeah, that's like the old library that you guys visited with the full moon
Yeah.
revealing the
I
gate.
knew that a
Um,
long. What?
so the assumption is maybe a lot of it was lost there, but there might be, if you were given the right directions, there might be something you can find within the city.
Okay.
Got a text message, and I'm not supposed to have that on that phone.
Keep pressing forward, I guess, unless you guys have any objectives. Sal's keeping an eye out, so.
pressing forward.
I don't think we can be ready to meet this dragon. It should be safe, I hope.
I'm just gonna sneak around, watch her back.
I can't see you. You're like a see now.
I do my ring,
Yeah.
and I can't see.
Yeah, you activate your ring. You go invisible, and you also become blind.
Yeah.
See, do I just like hear a thump as he hits
No,
the
I
wall?
don't move.
Oh, you don't move. Okay.
I crouch just in case like you try to reach me.
Surprised she kicks out and like full Spartan kicks just in the air where you're standing.
Like with metallic greaves, just like
Yeah, the steel stiletto. Yeah.
steel toed boots.
Found you.
They started attacking. Start swinging.
I'll continue forward
The
and
churches are completely void.
Isn't the
we've
whole,
killed 3 gods.
isn't the whole city deserted?
Yeah, but I mean they're preserved. But you would think that something would, with how much destruction you see, which is beautiful. This is art as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, normally they have words.
Oh, you mean there's nothing in them?
Yeah.
Huh.
Probably been thoroughly ransacked.
You'd
No,
think that
but
you
even
would
then,
heard
words should
about
be written
raiders.
somewhere on a church.
Yeah. So
It's interesting.
Where are we again?
we are in this town.
Oh, I forgot the name of the town.
So Adesta is the ancient. It is the ancient It's the capital of the ancient Elven Alliance.
Oh.
It has not been inhabited for the last 2,000 years. But like the solid structure of the stone, elves being creatures that live for a long time, like a long period, they build their infrastructure in a way that it does not decay in a human's lifespan.
Right.
You know, buildings aren't meant to last 100 years because then a family will have to do so much maintenance on it every 100 years. These things are built to last thousands of years. So a lot of like the structures and foundations still exist in stone. And yes, the giants had trampled much of the outer layers of the city, but this inner capital sanctum was relatively untouched.
As we reach towards the nexus here where we saw the dragon take off and say we're going, what does that look like to us?
So, you guys cross this large stone courtyard, and yes, the smatterings of small buildings surrounding it, what could have been a small market, what could have been a guard outpost, what could have been what was a church, you know, smidges of dirt where trees pop up as if like decorations to this stone courtyard. You come to the big structure that kind of builds the horizon in the city. It looks like a out of like a gothic horror, like large spires, steep slanted roofs, but it's all white marble and it's beautiful. There is carvings of creatures and elven champions engraved into the walls, and the mouth of it, up a flight of white cobblestone stairs, there is a massive arch mouth opening to this building, very easily big enough for a dragon to fly through it. You guys reach the base of the stairs, and the building is lit on the inside. You can tell that there is light, there are candles, hearths going, there is light emanating out from this building, and you can already kind of feel the heat that comes out of this compared to the outside. It is the cusp of winter at this point in the season. Snow could fall any day. and whether it's from the hearths or whether it's from a dragon's breath, there is a lot of heat emanating from that entryway.
Is that brimstone or was that you?
Can I cast
What?
detect magic?
Shrek reference.
Oh. I
Yeah, it tells you anything magic within 25 feet of you, I believe, and it follows you as you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Must have been you.
So
I keep my gas as well contained.
what's going on?
You gonna smell brimstone?
Yeah.
Just like a maraca.
So unfair.
Are we continuing down?
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
We're gonna get
They
down in
literally
this
told
lit
us to
building.
leave, didn't they?
We can start
No,
now.
you're welcome to ascend.
Oh, they did? Wait, what? They did?
So, heading up the stairs and stepping up to the mouth of this building, you see a long open hall, white column pillars that extend out before it extends into a grander space. On the far side, there is an elevated platform with a few chairs, very obviously thrones, and there is a mountain of gold, armor, weapons, chandeliers, candelabras, shields. There is books mixed into it.
That's where the words from.
This is a dragon's horde that is assembled, and most likely every piece of valuable that once lived inside of a capital city.
I think they're like Santa Claus. They can just fit into any chimney that they want.
The seat is empty, and stepping into the building, you suddenly feel a very hot breath roll down your guys' spines as you look up, and these tall rafters that are high in the building, and it's dark up above. You see two green eyes peering down at you, and out of the darkness, a snout kind of emerges. Welcome.
Howdy.
You bring a mark of my father, so I grant you counsel.
Thank you. Do you remember what his dad wanted us to talk to him about?
You just said meet with him, I think.
Yeah. We have had the pleasure of meeting your father, and I think making a contract with him may come out in our favor or not. And now he has sent us here to converse with you. And we're not 100% sure why, whether you need help or if you can help us in the next part of our journey.
Then a conversation we must have. And he pounces, when you feel the buildings like shake a little bit as he pounces to the rafters, and he pounces for the like marble chair, and just before impact, you're expecting this thing to explode on impact. You watch as the shape shrinks and lands with an elf. He crosses his legs. Come, join. We shall conversate.
What?
Okay.
What just happened?
Dragons.
Oh, good.
Give me 3 more levels. I can do that.
What are levels?
I'm glad we didn't get eaten.
Who explains to you?
Come,
We move
cross,
forward.
approach, yeah, approaching the thing.
Okay.
You guys see that there is, like a very obvious, like, I don't know, he is somewhat above you, but, on this platform, but there's kind of an obvious point that generally you would stop at. Seems like close enough. Well, I think proper introductions are in order. My name is Roloff, as you can call me. Though,
Just rolls
in a
off.
time of war, I was known by most as Engram. Speak. Who are you? Who knows my father?
Tal obviously doesn't speak, but she starts like kicking trinkets around, obviously like trying to see if
the
anything
few-
bugs him.
The few loose
Yeah,
coins that are far
yeah,
enough away
sh-
from the pile, like pick them around.
Yeah, just kind of casually like and knocking like a yeah.
One of them rolls all the way forward and like bounces off the marble step.
My name is Phoenix.
Kapunk, kapunk, kapunk.
Phoenix, it is great to meet your acquaintance.
I'm Manny.
Manny as well.
Who were you known as before you were roll off?
Angrum was what they called me during the war.
Like, don't anger him.
Oh, thank you for writing that down, because I have nothing to.
And what part did you play in that role? Or in that war?
The part of all of my
I think it's
species.
used. Is it used?
Use it.
Unfortunate annihilation.
Haven't used it in a while.
But you survived.
Oh, wait,
on
that's
the
yours.
pages.
Aye. I
It's
am
yours.
the last known sibling, or last known child of my father who survived said war, yes. I have watched I have watched all of my brothers and sisters perish beside me as I spent my time killing my cousins.
What?
Sounds like a grand time.
Not just saying what.
Not one I would prefer to reminisce on. Thus, I would
Sorry.
prefer you address me as Roloff.
We can do that.
I'm gonna talk to
I don't know how
Roloff
to pronounce
in his
that.
own voice.
Roll off.
Oh, roll?
Hi, Roloff. My name's Ballin.
Roll.
Ballin, it is great to meet your acquaintance.
Yeah, you too. I see you fancy
Okay. What a
treasures just as
unique
much as
name.
me.
And the three of you. The last three.
I'm Swift.
Me?
Swift. Very good.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Hardikey.
Hardiki, of course. And lastly,
The snake lady.
fair enough.
Her name's Sal.
Cell will kill you.
I like
She already tries.
So, tell me, as we trade stories, information for information, how is it that you came acquainted with my father?
he's trapped.
Well, no, we visited his realm. I don't know if he
A
knows.
pseudo realm.
His home in Mount Celestia.
No, but yes. There's a small series of pocket planers that we have exhibited that are trapped inside this tower in the middle of the sea. Very complex magic. I feel like you
Oh,
understand.
see, this is why none of us know.
And so it's a pocket of Mount Celestia. So something's keeping that pocket alive that allows us to connect with your father, but it's not really him.
The magic of my grandfather is beyond me, but I understand the limitlessness to it. I am certain that whatever image was conjured, it was my father you spoke to, for
Yes.
there is no other way you could acquire such an item as the platinum scarf.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think it's a fake him.
I just joined them. So.
Oh, who's your god's name? Because we can say that they took us to the tower where we met.
Why does it work?
But they don't go by imitatio anymore.
This pin don't work.
But he
So
might
tell
know.
me a story.
Right, he might.
What is the state of the world?
We're
How
killing
are my
gods.
distant cousins, as I might call them?
Well, three of them are no.
How
Two
are
of
their
them are
relations
dead.
standing?
What
Two
are
of
you
them are
talking
dead.
about?
One of them are hurt.
What are you talking about?
Pyramid
His
boy.
distant cousins.
I don't think.
The
No.
guiding hand.
Oh.
See?
But they're
I'm
not-
assuming you have heard.
No, they're not dragons. But remember,
I know.
the grandfather was.
Lord.
Sorry.
History books, history books.
You know the history you've
Clyphus,
Yeah.
Adifex, Immutatio, Imperium, Umbra, Visus.
Yes, but imitatio doesn't go by imitatio anymore. People stole his identity.
But we killed two of them.
It's good to
We've
hear.
really injured
I
one.
cannot say I was a fan. But
Yeah.
I told him that, and you yelled at me not to.
No, I didn't yell.
Well, not yell, but you told me I was wrong.
Yeah.
So we've killed 2, we've injured 1 beyond waking up again. Or waking up in this century.
And we think Imitatio is on our side and helping us.
It's fair.
Or what you would know as Imitatio.
Yes, the only imitatio.
The only one, but there are people pretending to be Imitatio in the world now.
Imitating him?
And of the White Witch, what do you know?
She controls the tower.
What?
Who's the White Witch?
Oh, the one that stormed the capital, that destroyed this place.
Don't think we've come across her yet.
Elspeth was her original name.
Yes.
The one who corrupted the guiding hand.
Yeah, she hasn't revealed herself to us at this point. She's a coward, a liar, and just a general ill
Rhymes
lady.
with witch.
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you. I have a little bit of a beef with her. I also think
But
that
is she the one actually at the tower?
she's controlling everyone at the tower.
I
That's
would-
why I don't like the people at the tower.
Whoever her name is, I would like to see her head on a spike.
Oh,
Hanged high on the top
See,
of this
I
capital.
told you would like this. That's why we came here.
we can be friends.
So we
For that one
updated
reason.
you on the affairs of the world.
Then I would say our agreement is paid. A story for a story. I guess I owe you. Well, let me welcome you to Adesta as its last remaining citizen. I made my home here some 3,000 years ago.
Yeah, that's about appropriate, yeah.
A last son of my father, I had assumed the identity of Roloff, a aspiring sage who had traveled deep into the northern ice fields in search of a greater magic.
Nice.
There he found me in my exile, as I would call it. He became a good friend, and we shared good memories, and it is unfortunate that he succumbed to the elements in the north. But I promised him that I would see his people do better, because that's all he ever wanted. So I came south. A fresh purpose in life. I made my way to Adesta. I introduced myself. I assumed his identity and his role. And ever so slowly I revealed my own magical prowess as a guise to insinuate Roloff's growth in the arcane, and eventually found myself beside the king, the old Ellie. There I sat in this very halls and guided him on the ways of the world and kept his moral compass straight. I have seen the destructive powers of war, and I did not want to see his people fall to the same circumstances mine did. And there I sat beside him for 500 years. As he grew old, I shared my secrets with him. And I was surprised at how welcoming he was to it. I expected that to be the end of my time here. Before I had my chance to say goodbye to him, there came the thundering footsteps.
Yeah, I heard about that.
There was a white witch who had been corrupting the guiding hands, leading them down a path of war and disease and corruption, until the day came that the Elven Empire finally realized her for what she was, pure and utter evil. And so she came to destroy the city of Adesta. I revealed myself in Adesta's final moments in order to protect the capital city, to protect old Ellie, and hopefully give him the chance to lead his people on to a greater life, one without the corruption of lesser gods.
lesser they are.
Unfortunately, during the battle, Elisa came to his age, and there was no one there to understand the role I had played, and so the people, fearing me, fled. And I accepted that. And so I have stayed, a watchful protector of this city, of my friend Rolof's vision, and the vision of the old King Eli. I have hoarded the valuables of their kin here to ensure that when the day comes, the people return, they may once again hold that which belonged to their family lines.
But what if they don't even remember their family lines?
They are elves. They thrive on knowledge. Though they might not acknowledge it, they know these stories.
Fucking elves.
If they built their lives elsewhere, where they've migrated to, do you think they'd want to come back?
It's up to the people of the Elven Empire. It's not my call and it's not my place. They are not technically my people, though I did deceive them to believe I was for 1,000 years.
I mean, everybody's got to try that game once in a while.
And if they were to return, do you plan on continuing to guide them and preside over them?
I plan to respect old Ellie's heirs' wishes. I would not mind another 2,000 years in exile in the cold frigid mountains. Life was simple, hunting for sport.
Well, vacate.
I found some warmer areas up there to reside. The day may come where I return, or not.
Do you think you could clash with Elsbeth and survive?
I'm done with my days of fighting.
Lame.
There's that.
I have seen too far of war, and I've seen too much the corruption caused by the guise of power.
That's the big C word.
Conspiracy.
Coward.
I have claimed too many lives. Too many lives I would once call family. I cannot take another life.
Well, she's taking them for you.
There are ways of defeating one's enemies without actually fighting them. For example, aiding those willing to fight them.
Which leads me to the last that I have to share with you. My father obviously sent you to me with a purpose, so I will reveal you the only information that I think may be of value. The last of my remaining family. I had a cousin, a white dragon. She resided in Faerun. Now, I've already heard about her death. Do not think that you would shock me with that information.
Oh no, but we might shock you with others.
I will say this. Faerun was not her original home. It was her nesting ground, where she intended to have a child, or multiple. Her original home resides deep in the main. There lives a secret pass from the Elven Library north. It is treacherous, but it should provide you safe passage. I would not be surprised if it has been used by the Guiding Hands, or what's left of them, for their own sport.
Is now a good time to imitate
Secondly,
the voice of the wise white dragon?
No.
metallic and colored dragons were not the only dragons that were created in the original design of the world. Bahamut and Tiamat worked together to create some sort of hybrid son, if that makes sense. They instead created a bastard child.
Oh, those are the best.
Ah.
They know how to.
He is kin, but does not resemble us in any way. there lives an ancient dragon turtle.
Nice.
Though self-breeding and creating offsprings of smaller size, this dragon turtle would be the size of a decent island.
Nice.
Now, I have looked for it, I will not lie, some time, and in all my time flying the seas away from the mainlands, I have never once found him. So I've come to the assumption that he lives in some body of water within Spey or Domum within the continents. I do know this. He became known to this guiding hand, these other gods, at some point during the war. And that was the last time that I had heard of anybody knowing him, which makes me assume that they were stashed away intentionally by these gods that still exist. I think finding him might help reveal a greater plot.
They obviously don't want us accessing anything that can
He
disrupt
looks
their
comfy.
power.
What about your hands?
What do you know of the dragon turtle? Did he pick sides or?
No. His life existed in the water, and our destructive wrath burned the ground. He was more of a watchful observer, and I think in some form of compassion, the guiding hand decided to stow him away. What became the guiding hand, I should say. The other siblings, those charged not with ending the war, but with recreating the world, I believe built him some sort of sanctuary. A place, a large body of water in which he could reside peacefully and never know war, wrath, and the world that me and my siblings burned. He has a connection to all of the gods that still exist and live in the air.
That'd be good to know. So we can find out if the vampire guy actually is dead. Yeah, that'd be important.
I'm sorry I cannot be of more help, but
I have a random question. Do baby dragons eventually just find their own place in the world?
there has not been a child of dragon in some time. But if there was one to come about, it would need to be protected
Oh, good.
from the public eye for a long, long time until it could fend for itself.
Brilliant.
Deal.
But there is
Yeah.
a multitude of lands that it could escape to
Hello.
without risk of being hunted. There's a reason I fled to the far north, a land only known to giants. Giants do not hunt dragons, and in fact those of a wiser race often befriend us, for we can help bring and move supplies, travel large distances, and carry messages. I know a few stone giants in the north that still live to this day. They're not quick to pull arms against a dragon, especially one that's well grown.
What is well grown?
I'm old,
Yes.
Ancient.
How old
but one that
when
could
they're
care
out of baby years?
one that could care for itself would be far greater than you or any steed of your size.
Oh, like just larger than us, not older than us.
Yeah.
The age of dragons is interesting.
Hypothetically,
A dragon can
We've
age.
had-
A dragon can age as much as it needs to and grow in the time that it needs to, as per its
desires.
climate that it is growing in, if that makes sense. One that is nurtured by its mother may grow slower to preserve the comfort stages, but one that is grown in the wild, or perhaps grown in a place where it cannot be nurtured, may find that its size comes faster than normal.
And do each of you have unique abilities, or is it all pretty much? Yeah, like how quickly did you recognize speech of other species?
I honestly can't remember.
Neither can I, but you know.
When Roloff found me, he had studied the ancient language of Draconic, and that is how he spoke to me initially. And it was some years for me to learn the common tongue and the Elvish language.
Okay.
But I was old then, rooted in my ways, and I'm ancient now. If a hypothetical child of a dragon was to exist,
Would you be excited? Or would that, you know? is
Should
it
we
like-
even keep? Oh,
Sal's just like deadpanning you right now.
it would probably learn faster than you think,
Great.
and probably let on later than you want.
Awesome.
And if there was a day where it needed a place in the world, it could find me in the north.
And you wouldn't tear it to bits. It's not like some
yeah,
male hates the kids, kills the babies.
I've seen enough of war and enough of killing.
Alright. Just
And you're saying that your cousin, the white dragon, had her nesting ground deep within the main that was protected by the guiding hand.
Her home was within the main. She used
Her nesting
Faroon as the nesting ground. A
that's not
warmer
very-
climate.
That's
The egg
right.
was
Oh
stolen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So she used Faerun, which is here.
Yeah, yours.
Nesting egg was stolen. We followed the stolen egg to the ziggurat. We
Right.
took the ziggurat.
But her home's in,
But her home's in the
here.
main, yeah.
which is guarded by the guiding hand, but we don't know.
Maybe.
No, he just explained that this is this was her original home. There is an old pass that exists from that library up to that, and that would be an excellent place to begin searching for some of the members of the hand, as it is in terms of places to hide on this continent, especially for something of that size, of a dragon size, knowing that one of the members, Clyphus specifically, one of the ones you guys haven't found yet, is a dragon. It would be a good spot to lay low or keep out of sight.
Gotcha. Okay.
Do you think Clyphus and your friend got together?
Clyphus cannot mate.
Oh, wow.
Clyphus is not a.
Dragon.
Clyphus is not like us. They were not born in the natural world. They are more like my parents than me, in the fact that they were created by my grandfather. They are gods in all the terms that my father Bahamut and the chromatic dragon's mother Tiamat would be. Though lesser, non-immortal,
Yep.
our grandfather created these gods with the intention that they would die.
Oh, good. Love it. This is the best news I've heard in a long time.
There's a reason he did that.
Yeah?
Tiamat and Bahamut pillaged and burned this world. Their children, us, were put to war against each other because they had the advantage of unlimited age, of immortality, of power that they could always hold.
You know, if this was wrapped up on one ring, it'd be very tempting.
The White Witch, Elspeth, She poisoned them. She tricked them into believing in immortality was achievable, and so she has preserved their life much longer than they should have, using the powers of necromancy and necromantic magic.
Oh, so you know about that.
I watched it firsthand.
Oh, have we met before?
Should we have?
Probably not.
Clyphus is not somebody I would recognize anymore. Though he may take the shape of a dragon, his soul is tainted,
Mhm.
and his body is absent.
Well, it's good.
The last time I had heard of him, he was in the possession of a green dragon's body, one that had survived the war and had limped on for a long time before meeting his unfortunate end.
Hmm. No,
I would not be surprised if Clyphus has
got something cooler. Upgrade.
looked for a way to find the body of
The white.
my cousin, the White Dragon.
Yes, that's what I was wondering.
From my rumors that I had heard, the body did go missing shortly after the battle. It has not been seen since.
Yeah.
Would it possess the same power, or would it be more powerful because it's inhabited by?
The
Clyphus?
body would possess the same power it did in life, though it would have the ability of all the magic that Clyphus has learned and created and owned since
Gotcha.
his creation.
You know Bob the Fifth?
Yes.
Yes. So it's just a really powerful animation
Gotcha.
of whatever
I
he
understand.
was at one point. It's like if I had grabbed Gertrude, I would have gotten access to her whole spell list, but
If you would entertain me,
I only had her for
Yes.
I have another question.
half hour.
Yes.
And cast
It has only just
Arthritis
occurred
Yeah.
to me.
on herself.
The guiding hand, as they call themselves post-split, they would have died long ago. Their life has only been preserved by that of the dark magic that has tainted them.
Mm-hmm.
Their direct siblings, the 7 children of creation, do you know what happened to them? Are they gone from this world? Are they still spoken of?
We have one that lingers on.
You guys, this is DM talking.
Yeah.
You guys would know that post-split,
Yeah.
in the recreation of the world, the dragons burned and scorched the earth. This world was not inhabitable. Visigoth created 13 children.
Yep.
6 of war and
Yep.
7 of creation. The 6 of war annihilated the rest of the dragons, stopped the war. A few chromatic dragons survived. Only one metallic dragon was known to survive, being Angrim himself. You guys knew this back when you visited Faroon with Smith.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, the creating 7 betrayed the warring 6, and they sealed Visigoth in another plane, trapping him away,
Yeah.
and assumed a new identity as the Divine 5. The guiding, the destructive 6 then took on the role of the guiding hand, being that they were going to guide the elven people, and look for a way to free Visigoth, so that way the world would return to what it once was. That's because the destructive 6 saw the corruption of power, of immortality in Tiamat, and so they saw what it can do, and so in a sense they were the good guys of that split. They wanted to free Visigoth to bring back their own mortality, or to ensure that there was somebody to take over when they died, because they're the ones who saw what it can do, and they're the ones who sealed Tiamat. The creating 7 did not see the destructive war, and so they were naive to the corruption of power, and so them, knowing that Visigoth had made them mortal and was draining their own life force, sealed him away to prevent him to like help slow their train.
Yeah.
But even then, they still should have died because the guiding hand would have died too. It slowed the power that they lost, but they still should have died if it wasn't for this corruption of necromantic magic. So the guiding hand should have died. You guys also know that Elspeth claimed when she visited the guiding hand that the reason she left was because the Divine Five was stealing the life of her entire race. She was arguing that her race, humans, should live 200 years, and the Divine Five was stealing the life force of the entire race as worshippers, and so humans lived on average 70 to 100 years.
I still felt like your god was one that survived.
Immutatio survived because he
Is
so
doing
necromantic magic is
Yeah.
absorbing the life force
Life
of one
force.
another. Immutatio took that as inspiration, knowing that he was inorganic material, and found that he could actually preserve his life, but not necessarily his power, by consuming inorganic material.
Okay.
And so that's what he's been doing to stay alive. But like, as you know, he's not very powerful.
Right.
He hasn't been able to do a lot.
He's a speedy boy, man. What do you mean?
He's a speedy boat, but like
Power boat.
he's not a god. He's not casting ninth level spells, and
Yeah.
there's a reason that he's looked for worshippers to carry out this path and not trying to push through himself. So he poses the question again. Do you know what happened to the 7 children of creation?
Not really.
Have they died out?
We don't know.
We're not entirely
We don't
sure.
think so.
I think we think that yes, they have, because they haven't revealed themselves.
Would the dragon turtle know?
Perhaps. His home was created by the 7.
Maybe they're hiding inside the turtle.
Do we
And
know
they
the names
were-
of the 7?
The last friends of him.
Yes, there's a list attached to your profile in the campaign.
The 7 gods of creation was Simrakil, the god of truth, Thyrakir, the god of light, Jeruva, Javora, the god of nature, Raziel, the god of knowledge, and the triplets,
Oh, that's-
Nakiri, Remnin, and Gentigo, the 3 gods of balance.
I think the brothers are part of those gods, the Genasi.
Mm.
The 3. There are 3.
I know it's 3, but I still think that there's
You're too conspiratorial.
They made
it
the
all connects
creating
somehow.
7.
Yeah, we don't know where they're at or what they're doing.
You guys should know the names of the Divine Five.
Yes.
Venatio, the god of the hunt, beasts, animals, and justice. Pontus, the god of the sea, weather, balance, serenity. Calum, the god of heaven, sky, air, and prosperity. Silva, the goddess of crops, plants, matter, and sustenance. And Societas, the goddess of society, alliance, community, and peace. So there's, of the Divine Five, there's 3 males and 2 females.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we met them per se.
Well, with this,
Can you
yeah,
zoom
I
out
want
the
to see if
map?
there's a body of water for the turtle. I'm thinking there's like the eye of the
Well,
dragon.
Because,
But
well, I
also-
was gonna ask. The ear, right, is what the clue gave us.
Yeah.
So,
Ear circle, really.
right, it said the ear, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for a dragon's ear,
So
Somewhere in there,
yeah.
I'm wondering, would he know anything about the ear? But what is this space?
Retreat. You're
Have we figured? We don't know yet, right?
You could try and ask him.
Okay.
You have a map.
Okay. So I will explain that we had something about the ear. So we know here's the mouth, here's the eye. We're assuming the ear is around here,
Indeed.
but I don't know what this space is. We've been here. We've seen that, but this remains even a mystery to us. We haven't
There-
even walked near it.
Exists a small mountain range in there. I have not seen it myself, as I mentioned before. I have not flown over the lands of this continent. I stick to the seas to make sure I am not seen.
Mm.
My existence poses a greater threat and question to the rest of the world. But I have seen the mountain from the sky, from the coastline in the distance. And from my time with old Ellie, I knew of at the base of that mountain a sacred forest to the elves. Deep in the rooting vines existed one of a few world trees that exist in this land. The elves always believed that the world trees were connected, like gateways, to traverse the lands that were created for them. I do not know where the other world trees exist, but when this city, when Adesta was emptied, the elves did not follow the road south. They marched west to the sacred grove. And I do not know where they ended up from there.
If you could, one more. Where would a dragon's ear be?
You wanna turn the dragon real quick?
A dragon's ear would exist not entirely on the top of its head, but above its neck, in line with its eye.
Hmm.
Above its neck,
Oh.
in line with its eye.
Oh, okay. In line. Yeah, I was thinking in line.
I told you, it's the ear gunk.
No, it's not. We've been there. It's this.
It's probably
dinkus.
over here.
I know, this is the ear gunk because it's filled up.
Oh, ear gunk.
Yeah.
Gotcha. The gunk of the ear.
Yeah.
Can you again? And then
Could we perhaps take a
can we see
token
this?
to show the elf? You cheating?
You know what I'm talking
Are you
about.
looking for another world tree?
Yeah, shut up. I am.
There's a big lake.
But I'm also looking to see if it had a shape
There's a
of
big old
something.
tree over this way.
It's right there. It's on
Well,
the
what
bottom.
was Hunter talking about?
Over this big old tree.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So maybe bam, bam, and can we go back over this way?
Oh.
Wow.
That's how
Everyone
good we
freak
are.
out.
Said Dom there.
There's one
Yeah,
right
with
But I'm
there.
wondering there might be. Is there one up?
The
This looks ominous. That would be fun.
other big trees I saw were over this way.
You know what? It was working for me. Okay, he pays attention
These
to me.
ones.
No, those were the giant grove. We've been there.
Okay.
Mhm.
There's other big old trees I saw. I even looked up there, right?
Could we
Okay.
possibly take a token to show to the elves that we come across of the story that you've told us as a token that they might return?
I do. And he pulls from beneath the seat
So
a metallic crown.
Sitting on it?
Another crown. Hell yeah.
And a memory hits your banks. The first time that you guys had met Nico Ellie
Yeah.
was in the
That's right.
mausoleum where he was searching
looking for this freaking crown.
the crown of his forefathers,
That's
his
before
kings. This was the same time they met you.
This was right after they met me. 'cause
Yeah,
they came out of
this was the second before they met you. Out of it.
Yeah.
The memory hits your guys's.
Nico
Nico Ellie.
Yeah,
Three
of us.
Three of you. Not him either. Nico Ellie, the first time you met him, was searching for a crown that his forefathers now, at the time you didn't understand it, but now you realize the generation of kings war. And that was kind of his ticket to prove to his father that he was worthy to one day take over the role as king of the Elven Empire, or what was left of the Elven Empire here.
I got a quick question after this.
Yeah. And he presents it to you, and he goes, present this to any member
I think we know
of
exactly
the
who it
ancient
needs to go
Elven
to.
race, and they will know.
Yes. And do you
And
want...
he throws it to you like a frisbee.
Okay. So I'm gonna put in my...
You grab it.
Yeah.
Player to DM voice. We're hunting the hand,
Yes.
Oh yeah.
but the Divine Five we haven't interacted with that
No.
we know of.
Other than the extremely religious
Yeah.
zealots in Legatio
Yeah.
and Artis, which is now Spey's capital shining mark of the Divine Five. It is their
'Cause the
citadel.
Divine Five
The Divine Five
are from West.
are from Domum. They are the gods of humans.
Yes.
And they've been known as the Divine Five,
Yeah.
as they have guided humans to a prosperous life.
Sorry, I reread through your notes like a Google.
Yes. The humans are the vast majority of the population in Domum.
Don't.
And let me move my map back.
Okay.
There exists two other kingdoms: the Elven Alliance and the Dwarven Kingdom.
Okay.
The human king has stayed in such popularity over the years is because they've adopted a philosophy of, you are your own people. I am not going to force you to worship the Divine Five. You can worship your own people and we can live in peace. We just ask that you respect the Divine Five. And because of that, a lot of people in some of the other kingdoms have kind of adopted the Divine Five, but it's not nearly as popular as their own gods. The Pater is not necessarily a huge fan of that philosophy, but he's not in charge. He only works with and helps influence the king. It's not his decision to make, and so he lives with it. But the Pater has been known as a very peaceful and nice man. He's essentially the Pope.
So our only interaction with the Divine Five is
Other than
Artis.
your only interaction, and I guess your guys is because you guys are from Spey. We only have 2 players left who are from Domum.
Yeah.
These 2 players would know that in Domum, the Divine Five is extremely respectable, and almost everybody who worships them are extremely nice.
Yeah. It's been so weird being back here.
Religious zealots, the extremists that you guys have seen in Legatio, and actually seen in other cities around Spey,
Yeah.
are so far out of bounds, like
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense, and it's hard to understand that they do worship the same god. And I think there was a part of you that always thought, this must be the people who like took it too far and got kicked out of Domum for being terrible people and said, hey, you're not actually part of the Divine Five, and now they're trying to do their own thing.
a sect.
But that was that like side belief of like, this just has to be the case, like there's no way that the Divine Five tolerates these guys. That was crushed when you learned that the Pater was coming to Artis himself, for his own announcement to make to the people of Spey. And now there's that burning question of, does he actually approve of what's been going on? Is he involved in this? And now that throws in the entire worship of the Divine Five back in Domum into question. You
Yeah,
guys
so-
are only familiar with the Divine Five through this,
Yeah.
and through people you have met that talk about it, but generally the Divine Five wasn't popular in Spey because a lot of people who came to Spey were people who probably didn't belong in Domum or didn't get along with other people in Domum, and part of that was the Divine Five. They just like weren't really into that kind of religion or religion in general, and so they left to a new land where they could find their own beginnings. And there'd been a couple people over the years that worship it, but like not nearly as much as Domum. And then finding these extremists seems less out of left field for you. You're like, yeah, religious people suck. I don't know.
Right. So really, we're searching the thumb, Clyphus, still.
Mm-hmm.
We're uncertain about the middle finger,
Imperium.
and we've got the palm to also figure out where they're at,
Mm-hmm.
Visas.
Visas. Yes. And
Okay.
technically, who is pretending to be Immutatio?
Oh.
See, I knew there was somebody. I was like,
Okay.
Yeah.
So
what is Immutatio? Because we haven't been calling Immutatio Immutatio.
You gotta go a little
You have been calling him Old Imitatio.
I know.
Yeah.
And that is what he kind of referred to as when he met you guys. He said you can refer to me as Old Imitatio, as that would be a more
Yeah.
fitting moniker for him.
Okay.
His true name is Immutatio, and he's not going by a false name. He is just the Old Immutatio.
Yeah.
Because Immutatio, while is his name, also represents the leader of the Destructive Six, the Guiding Hand, the Hand. And because somebody has taken on that role of leadership, they have kind of taken on the title of Immutatio, but maybe not the name of Immutatio. So in his own words, his moniker is the Old Immutatio.
Okay.
So
Well-
Peter's the faux imitatio.
We have no clue where Visas is, and Clyphus is in Maine. That's Sal's boat.
Do you have anything you think might help us in our journey?
He's written a little bit,
Oh yeah.
but
I have passed you the
this
information
is
as you have traded me for information. So I suppose I present you with the option for another trade. You would gift me my father's scales, the platinum scarf, and in return,
take two.
I will allow you each. I will allow you each
Luke might want some too.
to take one item from this section of the horde, for I know that their people are dead, and there would be nobody to claim them.
Gotcha.
In DM terms, if you give him the platinum scarf, you can each pick a purple magic item to add to your inventory.
Wow.
Whoa.
I was already going to gift him the scarf again. So.
Cool.
I will definitely.
Is there any consequences to giving him this card?
Other than for me?
Every item here is cursed.
Yeah, no.
I think it's because the platinum scarf has some pretty sweet deals.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice one if I remember.
Yeah, but it'll just be.
Can you
Okay.
trade it for a platinum scarf?
We are gonna go ahead and take a break,
Oh, sorry.
just so we can, you guys can get a chance to each look for your items.
Okay.
And then we'll come back.
Sweet.
All right.
Okay,
see you.
so a purple.
Let's go around the table. John, what did Manny take?
I took May studied up on the Tome of Wisdom, I believe. I don't know the exact name of it, but
Yeah.
the one that gives +2 to wisdom. Up to a 24.
Okay.
He's a wise guy.
How about you,
Do you know what you got?
Hunter?
I think I'm gonna go
All
take padded leather +2.
It's a
Give me a
purple item, so I think you can get a +3.
I think it's +2
plus
for-
2 on here for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
Okay.
It's +2.
Oh, I don't think it actually
As the
changed
+3 in gold,
anything.
like a legendary.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
I might change it because it didn't look like it actually did anything. Apparently.
You might
Apparently
want studded leather +2. Would be
that
increased.
might be what it
Right,
is.
there might be better armor.
He's a
Mithril
rogue. It has to be light.
or mithril.
Oh, it has to be light.
Yeah, but Mithril usually doesn't get the high AC. Mithril is you can wear it and like not lose
Stealth
advantage on
disadvantages,
stealth.
yeah.
Yeah.
While he's
Yeah.
retro, Sal did the Tome of Clear Thought to boost up to have 24 intelligence.
Nice. Haruki.
Manual of quickness of action, and it gave me a dexterity of 3.
17.
17.
So,
Yeah. Nice.
Oh,
Phoenix.
17. Sorry.
I took a cursed item. I have the Orb of Veil, so that I can increase my wisdom score by 2, but I also gain dark vision for the first time.
Oh, nice.
Because I don't think we have dark vision
That's
yet.
so funny. It's come up kind of a lot. We're
Yeah,
like-
it's
we're
come
like,
up so much.
For some reason, we don't
And
have
so
dark
I was
vision.
like, oh, I could do the tome, or I could give something that also gives dark vision. And I have advantage on wisdom checks to find hidden doors and paths.
Oh.
But it is cursed, so becoming attuned to it extends a curse to you. As long as you remain cursed, you are unwilling to part with the orb, keeping it on your person at all times. So I figured for a curse, that's pretty deal.
It's the same
All
stuff.
non-magical flames within 30 feet of you automatically extinguish, and fire damage dealt by you is halved.
Cool.
So
Don't
All
do
fires are-
fireball.
don't do well. I don't do fireball.
And
I also did the manual of quickness of action to get more dex, and I have a 20
nice.
dex.
Ooh.
And Kurt?
Keep looking.
Pew, 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 pew. Pew, pew. I have no idea what I
Do you
did.
go by proficiency? Like if you're proficient in
Oh,
something,
I
that's
could
one.
see too. Yeah.
So it'll be like, it'll really narrow down on what you're able to wear versus like everything. Proficient, yeah. That's still a lot.
It's definitely less, but
Yeah.
So that's everything you're able to wear.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything that
well,
deals
this is just.
Oh, that's just every item.
fire
yeah.
damage
That
per se.
Armor or just everything?
Sacred Flame does radiant.
Oh, that's everything.
First two image shield.
You looking for just
Maybe
armor or?
magic something.
Whoa.
I can't take my phone case off because it's holding the full battery.
It's not get extra save.
I
Yeah.
can't get a new phone case. I have to get a whole new phone. So that's fine.
You sure you can't take it off? You sure the back will come up?
See how shattered it is?
Yeah, and
I tried to take it off today and pieces started falling and I
Oh.
put it back on.
fair enough. Just get some glue real quick. Stop playing with it and get some glue. Some super glue.
Stop playing with it.
Get some super glue. That's what I would do.
Mr. Anger,
More fun.
And Grum, but please roll off.
Roll.
I do think our business is concluded, by the
Well,
way.
yeah. That was pretty clear. But
There's 2 cookies left.
when would be an appropriate time to send a youngling your way? If we theoretically meet
If we
one.
find one on our adventures.
Perchance.
Perhaps when the continent has settled down a bit.
Sweet.
I have a feeling that if a child existed, It may have a part to play in this world, as all races will.
One follow-up question. What do you think about a dragon just being named Starlight? Is that appropriate? You know, obviously in Draconic, but like, is that
I think it's a wonderful name.
sweet?
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Specific question.
What nurturing thing should we do so that
He gives you a little wink.
Yeah.
He caught on a minute ago.
They're kind of intelligent.
maybe when I
Yeah.
She ain't
Sal
all
starts
dragons.
walking out as soon as like these two start asking more questions. Yeah.
No, I don't really.
Yeah,
have-
I'm not asking anything else. So here's what I get is that there's Clyphus to the main. We're also told about the turtle dragon, and we're also that was in the lake there.
Doesn't matter. We have to go there.
You don't know where the turtle dragon
We don't
is.
know where it is.
One
for sure.
more
Yeah.
question, if
Yes.
you don't mind.
Of course.
Is there what are they called? The teleportation circles?
If there was,
It's dead
please
by
take
now?
no offense, but I would not share it with you.
Gotcha. Oh, we have one to the ziggurat.
If it is
just
my
kidding.
preference, you would not return to the city ever again.
What if the
The
elves
next
do?
people who walk in should be its rightful heirs.
Okay, that we can do.
What if the smith brings us?
Smith is
He's dead. Nico, you mean?
And
We're
his
talking about
soul
Nico.
would not respond. You could not reach his
Yeah.
soul,
Yeah.
insinuating it was trapped somewhere.
Give it
What
back.
if we return with Smith?
Well, how about we return with Nico?
I'm the necromancer after all, for Pete's sake.
Yeah, I
Oh, yeah.
forgot we had a thing to the ziggurat.
Yes.
So I was trying to figure out where would be the closest, but we have a
Well, we
thing
wasted
at
a
the
day.
ziggurat.
We have 2 days left.
So
Do
we were
really
told
think-
about there's the
We're not
Clyphus
going
in the
there.
main. There's the turtle dragon that we could look for at a body of lake. Or
A
there's
large body of water that is most likely inland.
Yeah.
inland body of water.
Yes.
Or we can go to the elves,
It's like
who are the
your
rightful
soul or
heirs of the city of
Yeah.
Adesta. So we were given like kind of three
Well,
options.
You do know that the king of the elves, Espen Eli, has the same last name as ancient Eli, and like old Eli, the old king, King Eli. There is the Ellies, and they exist
Far south.
on this island.
Yeah. With a world tree.
So
Okay.
See, now you can look at me and let me
I
look
picked my item.
what did you pick?
What'd you get?
The belt of fire giant strength.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's a good one.
Now he has the highest stat.
What's his what strength? The
25.
25. Nice.
For what?
Strength of 25.
Oh, strength.
In a row.
Yeah.
This bird is jacked.
Yeah. He went from like
His
his
his bones ain't hollow no more.
Yeah, he's like I'm not getting freaking burned in lava ever again.
You
These
can
burn-
still only wear light armor though.
That's so sweet. Such in a baby. It's in a baby.
Funny.
To be fair, if I get another.
Alright, so we're giving.
So you guys have
Well, we have four.
you guys have
options.
killed / defeated
3 out of the
I wanted a picture
3
of it.
out of the
6.
6. Your remaining being Visas the Palm, Clyphus the Thumb, and New Immutatio.
Let's save the middle finger for last, just for Luke to put every down finger except for that one. Manny would like to go to the main to take care of Clyphus because he's got
We
to.
don't have time. We have to.
Oh yeah, we gotta go back there.
Yeah,
We got
You're-
3 days.
No.
You
No.
are
This is the. we have
yeah,
2
this is the
Oh,
third
this
day.
is day
So
3.
you were expected in the tower the day after tomorrow.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we need
So
to
there's no
go.
time to come back.
The closest
portal is back. We have
well,
to go
the
back
portal
to
the
life.
No, you
portal
can get up.
You
the
can-
portal
yeah.
would take you to the base of this of here because you have a portal here.
Yeah.
But you don't know how long of a journey through the pass it is and how long it's going to take to get to wherever that location
We
is.
gotta
We'll
go
save
make
that
the
for
Pope.
another day.
Yeah. The pipe hit.
Which,
Peter.
how much you want to bet he's the middle finger?
Oh, he's definitely the middle finger. Sal's ready for it.
Alright.
Do
The
it.
pater.
The Peter, yeah. Well,
He's leading the whole Divine 5 on the other continent. Makes total sense.
alright.
It's all coming together, boys.
If we build our own teleportation circle,
Luke's turning red and smiling.
Can we deactivate it once we leave? Well,
It takes it to create a permanent teleportation
30
circle.
days.
It takes a year.
Oh, that was 30
Oh.
days.
No,
What
I
about-
think it's like a year.
We
of it
aren't
getting-
allowed to come back here anyways.
yeah.
We take a
We don't do a temporary.
yeah.
But
That takes
it
10
takes
minutes.
it takes them 10 minutes or an hour and 10 minutes to create a portal.
Yeah, let's do that.
Or am I just stronger? Because it doesn't
You'll
specify.
ball and Gillicky.
It's up to you.
Well,
I'll let
I didn't want to look. I
you
don't
yeah,
look
you
big
don't
at
want to
all.
look stronger.
Oh.
It'll
He
be
wants
really
to
funny. We can
suplex
go to
Manny.
bars and he can like arm wrestle and
Yeah.
it'll be like,
I'm a little fragile little bird.
look at my little puny wings.
Yeah.
Whoop-wee!
I got.
Feathers.
Sal starts getting to work on the portal to get us back to.
Let's go back
Scenario.
home and then we can go.
Yeah, I like that.
Tenarum. Dun-dun-dun-dun. That's a Batman.
Got it.
I thought it was a bad cave.
I've got a bone to pick with Clyphus once all this.
All right.
Is that your?
He took my grandpa.
You think-
Yeah, oh, I
That's
know.
what I was thinking too, man.
Yeah.
I think Clyphus is the knight.
Hey, my grandpappy. Yeah,
Would
I
you, if there was any remnants of your grandpappy, would you
What? That guy
recognize?
again?
Oh, other way.
I don't know if it's
Oh.
Like a
gold,
belt?
Probably not.
Why is she
But, like,
green?
There's like a belt.
He's
Did
a half-orc.
Did your
Yeah.
grandpappy wear one of those
Not if
big,
you got eaten.
like big silver?
Well, you
Go
go.
inside dragons
We're
all the
mud
time.
people. We don't have like a lot of metal or stuff that would survive a digestive tract.
Right.
Maybe it's a skelly.
Oh,
I
nice.
recognize that skeleton everywhere. Yeah.
No,
that
no, I
femur
mean-
just looks like the same height as my grandpappy's
That's not
femur.
what I'm
tattoo?
saying. I'm saying
On his
like,
bones.
Well, I think I'm like close enough from the skin. It
He
definitely
got totally
does.
digested, supposedly, or got carried off and eaten, maybe.
Yeah,
My
but
pigs
I'm
will
saying
do that.
is what if it was a
Pigs are
skelly
lunch.
dragon, not you looking at the skeleton of your grandpappy, but like if it was a skelly dragon, then it wouldn't digest. Just
Crush it.
yeah.
Okay, you guys can long rest. I don't think you really need to, but yeah, feel free. And then yeah, your whatever items that you got, you should be attuned. The manuals, you should be done. I know we said do it earlier, so.
I'm going to sleep on the couch.
Sweet. I like.
I believe you have. This is your last day of performance checks too.
No, I think I have two. Oh, actually.
I kick open the door to Starlight's room, and I like
Be nurtured.
no. I lean in and
There's
go.
only 1 day left.
We met another of your kind.
I'm gonna eat you up.
This is draconic.
Oh, I was about to say, are you speaking English?
No. I met another of your kind, and I just want you to know that if you ever feel like you've outpaced this place or Manny, that
You just said his name specifically.
you have at least one other living relative, pseudo relative, in this world. So, yeah, do what you will with that. He said you probably understand me, but refused to let me know that you understand me, and I like that. So, kudos to you. And then I just,
You hear like a faint like.
yeah.
And as you walk out and shut the door, it kind of clicks in your mind. It sounded like they said thank you in Draconic.
Actually, Sal just thinks it is another voice because
Yeah.
of the wand.
Yeah.
Walks right off.
Okay. What'd you roll?
Night.
An 8.
Oh, do you want me to help?
Yeah.
Here, you
Roll
should
with
press
advantage.
This key.
Roll with advantage.
A 6.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
You can mark off the day still.
Well,
Yay.
it's not
Sal
too bad.
hears the horrendousness
Yeah.
of not improvement and just immediately fire bolts
Guys,
like
it's the
right
last
over
day.
sets the thing on flame, missing her, but like
Yeah.
now she's playing to
You
a
can add
flaming piano.
proficiency in the performance skill.
Her curse item
What'd you
snuffs it out.
So go to your
Yeah.
proficient, like your performances,
I was
and you
gonna
can
blow it
like.
out.
I don't know if you have to be on
Uh-huh.
settings, but like skills, you can hit the settings and like manually custom skills, or like you can manually give yourself.
I think you can just add features and traits right there.
Customize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did you do that?
There's a way to like
Like this?
make yourself manually
Nice.
proficient. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Oh,
managed
proficient.
proficiencies
Yeah.
right there.
Skill proficient level proficient.
And performance. Okay.
I went from
I don't know what I did.
0 to +5.
Nice.
Oh, what?
That is your proficiency bonus.
Maybe this is.
Cool. Do we level up? You do not.
talking to a dragon.
Well,
survived.
we killed a kraken too.
I thought we
Yeah.
leveled up from that.
I helped with that.
You did not.
We did not
I
level up from
mostly
killing
asked
a
that
god.
in jest.
So
like,
don't
it's-
even.
I know he'll tell us when we're
In the
leveling
same
up.
vein
I
of
know.
kind
Hey,
of
you're
advantage.
close. You're close.
Hey,
Maybe
hey.
it might be next session. We'll see what we get through.
How about it be at the end of this session?
It depends how much you guys get through.
Let's kill the painter and just like move.
So you guys get the call.
Pope just died. I mean, it's.
Oh no!
concurrent.
I don't want. No,
It's
no,
like-
no! I feel bad now.
You get the call. From Terrace.
Wang wang.
Says
Wang wang.
the plan for infiltration starts tomorrow. Council meeting. 1 hour past the break of dawn.
We will be there. Thank you for letting me know.
Prepare yourselves.
So sparkly.
You will have to surrender your belongings.
Oh.
Yeah, I ain't doing that.
Oh, this
You
was
don't
the-
know this. This
And that's
is
what
just
you
your-
get. That's what you get, Phoenix, as a
Yeah.
Yeah.
message. So you get the idea that they're gonna smuggle you in, but it's gonna involve you not having any of your stuff. So whatever you
Don't want
take,
any.
you're gonna whatever you don't want them to
Yeah.
have, you should leave here.
Yeah.
And whatever you're willing to surrender for them to hold on to, then that's what you take with you. But if there's something that you do not want them to know or have or get a hold of, you need to break your attunement and leave it here.
Well, can't do that with the orb, so it's going with
Oh,
me.
no.
Oh wait, no!
But they can't remove it from you.
Yeah.
either.
Can I
Yeah,
jump
you
back?
just don't say anything. You just keep it on your person.
Yeah.
I
I
think
get
that's the
back
same
to
for
the
Wand
dragon?
of Orcus for me.
Yep.
I don't think I can.
I'm gonna go back to the
I
dragon.
have no
just,
idea
like,
about this book.
before we actually left, I'm gonna tell it thanks for all the stuff.
Okay.
Okay. I will
That's when
say-
you're like, I took the thing that like I don't want to part with. I was like, this is gonna be interesting in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot. What's your personality now? Is it still? It's still anger. Okay, go.
I don't wanna part
Hey,
with anything.
bird guy, come here. I need you to do me a favor because I'm not doing it. You ready? Just got a message from Terrace in the tower, and he said from Terrace in the tower, and he said that they're making a plan to infiltrate us in, but we're gonna have to surrender all of our things. You gotta go tell Sel, okay? Bye. And I go run into my room and I shut the door.
You don't tell anyone else.
No, I'm going to. I just I ran away for a second.
Lock the door when Sal's told.
Sal?
I'm listening on the other side.
I'm
First, did you
listening.
knock on the door?
No, not yet. I'm outside the door. Sal?
What do you want?
I'm awake.
So,
What'd you do?
nothing yet.
I'm over
need.
here eating popcorn watching.
It's more what you need.
I don't need anything.
Perfect. Well, good thing you're gonna surrender all your stuff when we get to the place. Thanks. That was easy.
Crap, he did not do a good job. I open my door. Hi.
Do you remember the rule?
What rule?
Don't send stupid to do stupid's work.
No one said no.
Walk away, bird.
I just know you ate the tower and I really didn't want to tell you. Okay,
Tell me.
everybody.
What?
What? I'm sleeping.
Terrace got a hold of me and we have a meeting tomorrow at dawn. Before dawn, at dawn, dawn time. You dawn early. I got you.
Not Sal, but.
And by Colin. And Tara said that meeting tomorrow about how to infiltrate into Artis. However, to prepare to surrender all of our things to them. They can get us in, we just need to surrender all of this stuff.
Yeah, that's a no-go for me.
I'm just saying, leave things here that you don't want them to have. Or hide things very cleverly on your person that you don't want them to have.
I've got a question.
Not that creatively. No, I'm kidding.
When I wild shape,
Mm-hmm.
all my items become part of me.
Mm-hmm.
Can I wild shape into another humanoid like another furball?
It has to be a beast.
Oh, it does. have
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
a
It
beast.
specifies that it has to be a beast or elemental.
Furballs
Yeah.
are pretty,
Like, it can't
pretty
be,
hairy, like a beast.
no.
Yeah. I might
Maybe
show
a
up like
cat.
as a cat.
You
Maybe
are a
like
fur
a mouse or
hog.
something.
I know. That's why I was trying to get away with it, but
You can be like a mouse,
See, that'd be
a
cheating.
worm. You can be like a little bird. You can be.
yeah, I could turn into any beast whatsoever.
Yeah, I
All
can-
my items would come with me.
I can act like a pirate, and you can be a parrot.
So, the things. So, everybody, our necklaces, they stay here.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if we need like the necklaces of Tanarum anymore.
Well,
And
no,
maybe
but I'm
make
saying
it
I've just kept mine on. I don't even think about
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
Leaving my deck
Mm-hmm.
with cards.
So, if you have that on you, it needs to stay here.
Mm-hmm.
Would I-
Well, remember, anything
Simulate-
that's in a bag of holding can only be found if they know it's in a bag of holding.
Yeah.
They know
Does
what
that
you're
mean
searching
But I'll have to
Rings?
surrender my whole bag of holding.
Yeah.
But my bag of holding has. This is what is in my bag of holding. What are 4 potions of cold resistance, 7 adventuring packs,
And what the?
a crown for Nico, a giant greatsword that's not of good quality, by the
Yeah.
way. It's like a crap sword. A bunch of good berries, Jonathan Smith's book, and notes from Jonathan Smith's family. That's all that's in my haversack.
That's funny.
And I love that literally everything else
Would
is
I-
with me.
Insinuate that this is like if I just have a regular hand axe, would this also be something that
Everything is getting.
The implication is
Can't
that
bring
they
our
can get you into
weapons.
artists, but you are walking in with nothing on your persons.
Yeah.
Why would they do
But like
that?
normal set of
Wait,
clothes.
Because they
Not
can't get
right.
you into artists. That's the whole thing.
Artists?
They can't get anybody into artists, and supposedly they found a way, but it involves you not having anything on your person.
can I ask?
You'll have to wait till you get. You could maybe message them again and ask for more clarity, but otherwise you have got to wait till the meeting. They'll explain it further.
Can I
I
ask
have
the
a
tower
feeling
for
we're
a robe?
coming in as prisoners.
Huh?
Can I ask for the tower for a robe? Just a simple robe.
Like a regular robe? Yeah, you could probably ask for a regular robe there. Yeah.
Perfect. Sal dismantles everything, and then gets to work artificing with the all-purpose tool and adds 6 more locks onto her door,
Yeah.
and does some arcanic drawings for some magical locks as well.
You got
There's
Stardew.
arcane lock the spell. I think.
So,
You got Stardew.
Would they take normal
So,
clothing?
question: Wand of Orcus, can you
Yeah.
disattune to it?
Yeah.
Oh, you can.
Yeah, there's no
Attunement. Okay. You also don't have to technically break attunement
They're gonna
when
take
it's
my
not on your person. I don't
friggin'
think. Right?
Yeah,
ring that
I'm
I
gonna
can't
keep it,
unattune
like-
to?
Attune. You just won't be able to use it.
yeah.
They're
Okay.
they're gonna be taking my 2 rings.
So yeah, we're gonna take the rings that we can't take off.
Yeah. So you guys can try, but you realize all your rings are stuck, and you guys can't get those
Yeah.
those rings off you. The 5 of you.
What if wait?
Like
I also have
physically
2
can't remove
rings.
You physically can't
I
remove them.
also have 2
Oh,
rings.
I have no.
Those will
problem.
get pulled off. You
They're
won't be able to
fine.
take those with you.
So
I don't. Oh, because I have Ring of a Healthy Mind.
Yes, it physically is. You're not
Can't
able to
remove
pull it
them.
off your body. You guys felt it when you put those 5 rings on. It shrunk around your finger, and it fits perfectly. It doesn't hurt you, but you can't seem to be able to physically remove it.
Would I know that the orb is cursed?
Not inherently, but you have no intention of parting with it, and you're like, I don't care what it takes. Guess I'm just gonna keep this on me.
Perfect.
And ultimately, if it comes to it, you're just not gonna participate in the mission if it means being separated from your orb.
Gotcha. Okay.
The rings aren't like that. The rings you just physically can't remove.
Yeah.
It's not. You don't seem to be able to remove them.
But for the orb, I legitimately.
I want to do an insight check to see if, because my idea is I want to wild shape into like a parrot that's going to hang out on Ball's shoulder, that have that absorb all my
no, I'm gonna sneak in.
items.
Yep.
And so would it be like an insight check to see like, do I think I can get away with that, or like?
You have no idea what the plan is
Yeah.
and why they're taking your stuff.
Okay, so there's
We're most
Okay.
likely going in as prisoners.
That's what I think.
I got. glamour studded leather that just looks like normal clothing?
You just gotta wait till the meeting.
Okay. Yeah,
So I think for the most part, what I have on me, I don't mind them taking.
Yeah. Same thing with everything except the necklace of
Yeah,
Tenera.
I'm leaving the necklace of Tenorum
Uh-huh.
because I don't even want any questions. It's interesting. I just tried to unclick it and it won't let me unclick it.
Sometimes
So-
it just takes a while
It's
to load.
cursed in the D&D.
I was just trying to do that
You've
too.
I
overwritten
don't
the
know what
code.
to leave behind.
I've
Actually,
infected all of your.
The
The necklace of Tenerum was actually a Trojan horse.
Yeah. But I
What
think
should I leave
everything
behind?
else,
All of
if they
All of
take
it?
it, as long as,
okay,
Well,
I'm leaving
I
all my
guess-
stuff
As long as
behind.
they don't
then.
take your.
or, yeah.
I'm
long as they
leaving
don't
all
take
my
your
stuff behind.
Well, I think I'm gonna leave, my amulet of devout, my spell guard shield. I'm gonna leave them here.
I'm gonna take everything with me
Okay.
and try to wild shape with it, but we'll see.
But I will take my staff of healing, cause hopes that they can give it back to me.
I would just.
'Kay.
I'm
You guys
leaving
want to move to the meeting?
Yeah,
actually-
I
Sal
left everything behind.
just grabs a simple
Okay, you
dagger
have
and
the
robe,
crown.
but leaves
Yeah.
everything.
So you gotta break attunement to it, or you're gonna be. Remember, you have a curse. Like there's a thing. If you same with yours, I think your wand has a thing that like if you are so many feet away from it, right?
Oh,
Attune to it.
I think it does.
I was trying to read the description and it didn't.
Disadvantage.
Oh, gotcha.
While
I think,
holding
yeah,
the
it
shield.
Do you go blind?
I go deaf if I'm
Deaf.
like
Oh,
10 feet
God.
away.
Yeah, so you'd have to break attunement to it.
So, if I try to sneak in
Yeah,
there,
I'll do that.
Okay, so you gotta break attunement to it.
I left some stuff.
I don't have
I
anything.
checked it on my end.
that
Yeah,
is
it just
stuck on
just
me
de-equip
for-
it from your inventory. Don't actually like move it out of your inventory.
Yeah.
And also go to your like attunements and unattune them, so you're not getting the benefits from them
Yeah.
right now.
When you
Okay.
Not including
Do
the tomes. The tomes you don't have to carry on your person.
Yeah.
So
That's like a one-time use.
it
Right,
stays
yeah.
with you forever.
Okay.
Okay. It won't let me unattune, or it won't let me take off my staff of healing.
I know. I think that's just your app being
You're
glitchy.
right.
Oh, never mind. No, it finally did.
Okay. We're gonna fast forward to the meeting. Everybody good?
I left all my
No.
stuff behind.
I'm gonna
This
leave my
is-
haversack.
Yeah, I'm leaving the necklace and then the crown at home.
So heading to.
No detriments for being away distance from the wand of Orcus.
Okay. So you can stay attuned then to it.
I'm gonna be
Um,
a parrot.
Hmm?
I'm
A
Yeah.
bird and a bird.
So
In my bra, I
you
have
do
the
you
orb.
do have to carry your spell book on you as a wizard,
Yeah.
even to be able to cast the spell. So you're gonna have that on you.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be something they're gonna want to forfeit.
Oh,
but
man, my helmet.
Good luck.
I guess we'll cross that bridge when you get there, because you have to use it just to get there. So
I
My boots.
yeah.
okay.
Good
What about
You
the-
guys get to
Okay.
you guys get to the tower.
No, you can keep that equipped. It's
Okay.
kind of done already.
You guys get to the tower.
Oh, I know. I was
Yeah.
just-
You guys meet up, head up to the council chambers, and the
Yeah, I left it behind.
council chambers are
Oh gosh.
actually mostly light. There's not a lot of people in this council chamber. There is Terrace. There is Rat. There is a few people you don't recognize, but look like members of the Assassin's Guild. There is. Where did I put it?
Well, I suck with that on my stuff.
There's Ravenette.
Everyone, yeah.
There's Ravenette, member of the representative from the Thieves Guild, and then you guys. Okay, there is no Mita, there is no Terrace, or not Terrace. There is no Espinelli. There's no Adventurers Guild leaders, Seafarers Code. Gensai brothers aren't here. Nobody's here. It's just you guys, Thieves Guild, Assassins Guild, and Terrace. Well, Rat, what's the plan? As Terrace probably already informed you, you will have to surrender your belongings. To us, for safekeeping if needed, but ultimately it's so that it's not confiscated by somebody outside of our control. There is one way into Artus, and that is in chains. Our
Knew
plan is to send you to the slums of Legatio in chains. In rags, sorry. There, you will become enough of a nuisance. Doesn't take much. That the zealots will put you in chains and lead you to Artus. It is a full day's march, and you will be thrown in a cell to undergo conditioning. Do not worry, you'll never make it that far. You will be arriving the night before the Pater's announcement. They will not have time to take you to the conditioning chambers to begin that process, as they will be busy being on high security. We could not infiltrate Artus from Spey. However, we still have contacts in Dom. A member of the Pater's party will be able to smuggle in one item for each of you. He will meet you at the jail cell and leave them stowed there. You will not see him, you will never meet him, but just know that the items will be in the cell waiting you. Wait until the next day, when all the eyes are looking outward to the crowds that they're letting in the courtyard of Artus. And that is when the 5 of you, 6 of you, shall make your move. Any amount of lethality is accepted. There's no friends that you will find in that building. Our informant, the person planting those goods for you, will either not be seen by you or will die at your hand, and they understand it. They will die before they break their confidentiality. So, you again will find no friends in that building. And he lays out a map. This is from the limited information we've been able to gather from the outside and watching their construction over the course of the last few months. Post escaping the cell, you will most likely have to subdue a couple of guards. There probably won't be many. From there, we will travel up the east spire to a tower that will lead to the Pater's chambers. The Pater's chambers will be heavily guarded, so we advise entering from the room underneath. Go to the balcony window, find a way to scale up to the balcony of the Pater's chambers and enter through there. If you go through the hallway, you will face heavy resistance. I don't believe one item for each of you will sway the difference in that battle. Do your best to move quietly and unseen. But if you are seen, make your actions swift. Do you all understand?
Mm-hmm.
I believe so.
Again, you cannot carry any items on you, so you may leave for the night, and when you return tomorrow morning, bring only what you're willing to leave here and the one item you intend for us to smuggle. We will transport you to Legatio by cart, which will take 2 days, in rags. From there, you shall make your ruckus in the streets of Legatio, be arrested, and marched into Artus. By that time, we will have already met our informant, transferred him your 6 items, and we will have them placed. Are we in agreement?
Okay.
Absolutely. Nothing else can go with you. Alright? Then I think we're adjourned. And, Terrace. Okay. And that is the end of the meeting. We will see you here tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
You guys can
Huh.
head back to.
So we get to keep one item.
I guess yeah. Do you guys have any questions? If your characters would ask questions.
Could
I-
a haversack be the one item?
Can my backpack him? Oh yeah.
So
It cannot.
I can choose to make my armor look like anything for as long as I want or until I take it off. If I make it look like it's a bunch
They
of
will
rags,
know.
mother.
They will search you for magic items.
So I could
Yeah,
have a
fire
bow
is
but not
rude.
arrows? Or can I have a bow with arrows?
I think we can make it work. Do you have an idea of the items you would bring?
Sal wants to go back to the tower, obviously, for the night, but she does not want her black grimoire going with her. She would like to transfer to a basic grimoire, necessary spells, but anything revolving
Yeah.
necromantic secret, she does not want in the hands of anybody for any amount of time.
Absolutely.
Based
Sheridan,
off your intel,
Manual of.
would a graph
So,
That one's
by the
already
way, for
gone.
you spellcasters out there,
I don't have to
your
learn
one
that.
item is either going to be a weapon, an armor, or your spellcasting focus. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to cast spells.
Yeah.
All spellcasters require a spellcasting focus.
Which
I
is
was
a
gonna
grimoire.
bring my staff of healing. That was gonna be the one.
That's kind of like it has to be like a staves, I believe, work as spellcasting focuses. Same with wands. The only exception is wizards who need a spell book specifically. But like for a ranger, for example, if you're bringing your bow, you're not going to be able to cast your spells. You can use your abilities,
This one.
but
Yeah.
not.
I never use my spells anyways.
So
I know which one I'm bringing.
cool. You guys,
Need my bow.
no questions else?
Sal gets back and transfers what
I
she
would-
needs to.
What about
Oh,
rings
yeah.
that can't
About
come
my
off?
ring.
the rings, yeah.
Yeah.
You said you cannot remove those items.
Cannot.
You can try.
Perhaps lesser restoration is your cure. It is most commonly the removal of a curse from a magic item.
Can you do that?
I can't do that.
Based off your intel,
We don't want that to be our
would
plan.
we
Yeah,
benefit
that's
using a grappling hook from the room below the Piter?
You will need some way to scale. What you use is up to you. You may be able to find some supplies to assist, but I doubt you will find a grappling hook along your way.
Fair enough.
Yeah. That might be my one item.
Grappling hook.
I'm gonna go shopping after the meeting and everything.
Okay.
I don't
I
think
have a helm of teleportation.
I was just looking. I don't know if druids need a arcane focus or like a spell focus.
They do.
It says drawn on divine essence of nature self, you can cast spells to shape the essence to your will. Oh yeah, let me check out spell rules.
Check their starting items too. It'll show an arcane focus.
Okay.
Because all spells either require an arcane focus or a component pouch. For wizards, a spell book
I
is
have-
the only arcane focus.
I have one innate spell that I can use being
That's true.
Shanti.
Other than innate spells. Innate spell casting is the only exception.
Can you fly? Or
Yeah, I guess you might not need an actual weapon as a druid that can wild shape.
Yeah, I'm not worried about an arcane focus to cast spells outside of druid or outside wild shape. Yes, but I have that as a fallback plan, which I can bring one other item.
I guess I should say the last step in your journey of this is once you've secured the goods, searched the Pater's quarters, and figured out what he is doing here, what he is up to. You should hopefully know when you find it. Secure yourselves. Some level of uniform or disguise, and simply walk through the halls and out to the crowd. There is far too many members and artists for every guard to recognize every member.
I don't know.
It's greater restoration,
It's greater restoration.
not lesser.
Not lesser. So how many times can you cast it per day? Your spell slots.
I can could do it at 5th for 2, 6th for 1,
You can do it the next day
and
too, remember?
7th.
Oh.
Oh, because we'll rest.
Yeah.
Because you guys are
7th
gonna
for
take
1.
like 2 days to get to Legatio anyways. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy.
I think I could do it for 5.
BR1 item is the ring.
Yeah, nothing is true, everything is permitted.
Hmm?
Nothing is true, everything is permitted.
No, I think there's only 5 rings.
You said simply walk out.
Yeah, there's
the
5 of you
crowds.
with rings.
I'm now at Seal
She does
Auditory
not.
Day Forensic.
So
Get all
there's,
of us.
I should be able to get all of us.
That's
yeah.
effort.
Oh yeah.
Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
I don't play the game.
You guys head back to. I'm assuming you guys head back to the tower.
Yeah.
Keep us through this.
Yes, I'll go back to the tower as well.
Assuming you purchase a grappling hook.
I still need an arcane focus, so I'm probably gonna have to forego the grappling
Okay.
hook.
Can
I
you
just
get a grappling hook arcane focus?
no, it has to be something sacred to me.
Yeah,
And
and
what-
an arcane focus is a specific item.
Covered in mud.
Other than like things like stabs and wands, which can be
Hold on,
used as
I-
arcane focuses.
Don't know if my stuff can be used.
It's a magic staff. It can be used as an
Okay.
arcane focus, I believe. Should be.
I'm taking my longbow.
Before leaving the tower,
Especially having it on you for as long as you've had it in this campaign, I would say you've probably used it as your arcane focus.
Yeah.
You're starting to. It's become an item that is sacred to your magical abilities. Cool. So yes.
Can I check the Assassin Guild for any like jobs in artists?
They don't know. They don't have anything in artists.
Are you
Cool.
already
In
on
artists,
this
yeah, no,
house?
because they can't
Yeah.
even get into artists.
That's fair.
So
Everyone. Boom.
I'm greater restoration all of us.
Okay. When you are hit with the greater restoration, you feel the ring slack and immediately like fall off. Like it's not even like it just becomes loose and you can take it off. It like becomes slack and falls off your finger. You can't even prevent it to. When you cast greater restoration on yourself, you feel the ring become slack and suddenly you feel this like a little bit of disgust for the orb. You realize like you were not gonna lose this. You were gonna go with your plan was up until this second was to go with this orb and be like, I'm not even gonna give it as my one item. I'm just gonna take it, and I guess they'll have to kill me otherwise. And you suddenly realize, like, what the fuck was I thinking?
You shit orb.
You
I might take you back, but you're a jerk. That was mean. But now I know it's cursed, so
Now
if
you
I
know it's
ever
cursed.
take it back on, can greater restoration it off again.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
If you want.
Over your dead body.
Yeah.
You did it not knowing that this would separate you from your orb.
Yeah.
Now you know that it will separate you from your orb, and your orb, when you have it, you don't want to separate from your orb.
If I ever equip this again, it is a cursed item. If I ever need to separate from this orb,
Why?
greater restoration. I don't know. Maybe I will one day.
Why?
Schmeagle disease.
Schmeagle disease.
It's like
You don't want the
sexual.
Schmeagles.
with your yeah.
It sounds very sexual.
Luke's face of disgust.
You can get an inspiration for that.
Yes. His utter face of like total disgust.
It only occurs in your older age, and only if you've suffered from dragon pox when you were young.
That is dragon pox.
Exactly.
Well, shingles is something you
Shingles.
can get if you had chicken pox as a
Yeah.
kid.
I haven't even had chicken pox.
Yep.
That's good.
So
Well, actually,
Well, you don't have to worry about getting the schmeagles then.
I actually think you're more likely to get it.
That's
No.
what you're more likely to get shingles if you had chicken pox as a kid.
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
had chicken
But
pox.
technically, like the vaccine also is having the virus in your
Exactly.
body.
I had the vaccine and chickenpox and shingles already.
Yep.
Damn, that's pretty quick for shingles.
I had
got
the
it.
vaccine. I never got chicken pox. Didn't get
And the
shingles.
doctor said, this is shingles, but you're too young for us to diagnose it as shingles, so
Yep.
technically you don't have
Yeah.
shingles, but we're doing a shingles treatment on it.
That's what I thought. I was like, that's really young for shingles.
And there you go, stream. More you know.
Yeah. The
Fun
more-
facts.
The worst thing I
Never
ever got.
had it.
I think the worst thing I ever got was hand, foot, mouth.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we got that.
awful. though.
And I got it mostly in my throat.
I may have gotten sick a whole
So-
lot
Huh?
when I was younger,
We got that.
but I've never had chicken pox.
Was it from one of us?
Good.
I don't know. I just got it.
Yeah,
Have
So-
no bad eyesight.
It was like
You're
my
just
hands,
great.
and my feet
Never
weren't that
broke a
bad, but it was in
bone.
my throat, so
Never
my
been
throat
sick
was
in my life.
swollen.
Yeah.
So I could only eat popsicles for like
Yeah, wasn't
popsicles
that
and
when you
soup
were living
for.
at Grandma's house?
No, because I
You
I
were straight
had pictures of me sitting on the couch in the D2 house, with
Or we were there for
with,
dinner or something.
with the
yeah.
old
Great.
blue blanket as well.
Fractured my.
That's a
That
break.
blue, like I miss that blue
Yeah,
blanket.
gross.
It's
So-
like Velcro or whatever.
The rumor when we were little
Or in
was
Arcane
that if you had
Focus.
less than
Focus.
50 chicken pox
Yeah,
in your
that-
whole
that's
body, you
pretty
were more
easy.
susceptible
Yeah.
to shingles when you were older. And so when I was little and I got chicken
'Cause
pox and there's
you
like
might be able
3
to
on my
fly. You can
arm and
fly
3
with
on
the
this
focus.
arm and
Mm-hmm.
everybody's
Yeah.
worried
I can
and
fly with my
I was
wall
like,
sheet.
no, my whole
You're
head
focused in there.
was covered in chicken pox.
Under
That's
your
just like
hair.
Yeah, under my hair. Like, but
Yeah.
basically my whole
It's not a
head.
spell. It's
So-
just a droop.
Because I was like so bad at
But you
itching.
cast
They just threw a
any
hat
of my
on me
spells.
Yeah.
because then I couldn't
Which
go
is
and
really
itch
cool.
it. But I would be sitting there like smacking my head
All right.
because it
I
hurt.
can't cast
So-
any spells.
What is our one item? Arcane focus.
Arcane Focus.
I think I'm gonna do the cloak of arachnidia.
Cloak of Arachnidia.
That's a good one.
My grimoire.
Grimoire. Your secondary grimoire.
My secondary. So basic.
Haruki.
Hey.
What's your one item?
What?
What's your one item you're taking with you?
Oh yeah, but my longbow of Throne's command.
So 2 longbows. Right. Yours is your longbow.
Longbow plus 3 is what I'm
Longbow
bringing.
plus 3.
Staff of healing.
Staff of healing. Your arcane focus. Okay. These are 5 items. You wake the next day.
You guys gotta do all the damage.
You leave your items behind, except for what you absolutely need. Are you guys gonna bring anything other than these 6 items?
I'm gonna bring a couple daggers.
They're gonna confiscate them. They're
Oh,
not
for
gonna
sure.
get them to you until you're out of Artis, anyways. These items. So
Can they wrap the daggers in the cloak? Mother, they get a whole bow and a quiver.
look,
and
it is game mechanics that's the issue. Okay,
So one dagger.
you would get 1 dagger,
I'll take that.
but no,
Oh.
you would get 1 dagger or your cloak.
Son of a bitch.
The only reason that I'm allowing bows is because I don't like tracking and keeping track of ammunition.
Yeah.
It's dumb. It is. I understand it's for realism, but it's not a fun
Tedious.
game mechanic.
Yeah.
So their one item is the bow, and they just get arrows.
Arrow
Can
from
I
magic.
use
I
my
love that.
hand
They're hooked
crossbow
on the bow
To
and
shoot daggers? No.
An infinite amount of daggers.
You can use them to shoot tiny wooden metal-tipped daggers called bolts.
Or toothpicks.
All right.
I'm just gonna steal one of their arrows at this point.
Start stabbing.
Yeah.
I would let
I
you.
love
would-
that idea. You just like
To be
kind
fair,
of break it off.
I'd let you use it as an improvised weapon.
Yeah. I'll take it.
So
Because I do 0 damage.
yeah, I would.
Not with your strength. You do unarmed strike.
I don't have that.
You have-
yeah.
I have
Oh,
minus
yeah.
1. I hit you for nothing.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'd let you use it
The
as an
tower.
improvised weapon, and an improvised weapon is 1d4 plus your whatever modifier I associate. So
So basically a dagger.
I'm a 13
except you
right
don't
now.
have.
What?
I guess you have.
Like my armor class.
I don't know. I'd have to look if you have proficiency.
I didn't look at what mine changed
Okay.
to.
My armor class is a low
I don't have-
13.
15?
You have to do like
depth,
tavern
yeah.
brawler or whatever that is, and then you pick up improvised weapon.
Anybody can
Easy.
use an improvised weapon.
What you get proficiency when you.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched a barbarian class, which is based off of like, what is the Kingsman?
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I want to be that.
Tavern brawler.
All right.
Yeah, just.
You guys head back to the tower. The next day.
Sal's wearing a ratty cloak. Robe, sorry, not cloak.
Yeah. They
Not shiny armor.
prepare you.
You're as
Stingy.
dull as me. I left my 4 capes.
I mean,
So
lick my skin. They have poison.
they prepare you.
Poison resistance.
They make sure you guys change into some ratty civilian clothes. Stuff that would make sense why you would be living in squalor in the slums of Legatio.
That's why I brought my home robe, because I don't trust them near their sanitization.
Yep. They load you into a
You
cart
don't know whose underwear you just put
along
on.
with a few other people that are in similar attire, and you cart to Legatio. You guys can long rest to make sure that you're long rested. So you have your spell slots back, everything. You did leave your 5 items with somebody who placed them into their own bag, like their own style of haversack, and they went off on their own path.
I
2 days.
What are you wearing?
I have a really ratty dress.
No robe?
No, it's essentially like just her dress. She freaking hot all the time. She is like radiating.
Hey. Oh.
Anybody else wearing a robe?
Loincloth.
Just a loincloth.
Just loincloth.
Yeah, all fur.
Yeah, I was
yeah.
like, like she's got a dress, and I mean it's torn so that
Sal-
she is not radiating
Sal-
heat.
Maybe a
We
little-
can't sit next to each other because we were like
Right.
radiating enough heat for this whole dang.
That's why I'm muddying up a little bit. I'm getting extra
Yeah.
dirty. Helps kind of cool me down.
It is a long, intense journey. It is cold in this caravan that goes. Yeah.
Not if you're sitting next to us.
You guys make it to the
So
streets of
next to you
Legatio early in the morning. And you pass through the gates. You're let off, given a wink by the driver, and he goes about his business. And you find yourself in the slum streets of Legatio, at a familiar pond, or a familiar well, in the center of a clearing between buildings. You see the very obvious patrols of guardsmen, not city guard, but zealots of the Divine Five.
Yeah, it's a see you next Tuesday.
Wearing like silver, platinum armor with gold trim, the cloaks marking the insignia of the Divine Five, patrolling the streets, ensuring people are following the rules. And as you sit there and kind of look at your surroundings, one of them walks by and kind of yells out, "You know the rules, no loitering. Return to your home or get to work." And keeps walking.
Sal grabs a clump of mud and just hucks it at the back of his shiny helmet.
You guys hear with a satisfying as it sticks, and you see it stop mid-stride, and just as he turns to you, it hits the white cloak, rolls down. He looks down at the cloak, looks up at you.
It's like your soul.
"I think you've earned yourself 30 lashings." And you see him pull a whip out from his belt and start to walk over.
I'm gonna grab some mud.
"Round this one up."
I'm gonna grab another mud ball. Make it 60.
He's like, "Round him up." Turns back just to catch it right in the face. Splat. Wipes it off. "That's it. The lot of you are going now." And he just pulls out a mace, and immediately you see a bunch of guards just charge you. You guys submit.
Yeah.
Not without a few like shoulder checks.
Couple shoulder shoves. Yeah, I'd say you guys take a couple points of damage as they're like,
Sal
"No
sits
resisting,"
down.
and just like gut checks you with a mace and like comes in and gives you a couple hits, tackles you to the ground, throws you down, and they, you get a couple blows in there, they get a couple blows in there.
I didn't do anything. I'm just over here in the back.
You're in the
You're with
crowd,
us.
and you might not have fought back, so you might not have gotten as bad, but somebody definitely threw you face first into the
They
ground.
hit her extra hard. Stop resisting. She's
Yeah.
like, ow.
Yeah.
I'm not doing
Um,
I wasn't doing anything.
The six of you are placed in manacles, and in your muddy attire are walked to the front gates.
Tighter, please.
Can you roll the damage?
What?
Can you roll the
No.
damage?
They immediately load you guys into a cart and send you off.
What
And
did we ever do?
just as you're about to
Exactly
go,
what we're supposed to do.
you specifically turn
I
back,
know.
and the cart driver, the guy that you
didn't
threw
do
mud at,
anything.
he like ushers the carts and he takes the whip and he goes, "I'll be visiting you personally later," and snaps the whip.
I'm into it.
And then goes back.
I'm sorry, what?
Cart rolls off.
Now, why would you guys do that?
You guys are rolled to the city of Artis, pulling in late at night. You see the high stone walls that have been created around this this structure.
Mm-hmm.
Artis is not necessarily a city.
Oh,
When you go, what?
Is it more a compound now?
It is a compound. Yeah, it is. It has high stone walls. Walking through the large gates in the front. This is not like a swing open gate. This is a wrought iron dropped gate that has been pulled up just enough for carts to pass underneath. You guys enter into a large stone courtyard, and you see hundreds of people in rags rags that are moving things into position. They're still piling straw and setting up chairs and benches. They are getting this pavilion ready for the presentation that is supposed to occur tomorrow at noon. There is a lot of people in this place that are in rags, and there is just as many in full plate armor that are directing traffic and making sure these people are staying subdued and following orders. You guys are offloaded. You were not the only ones in this cart. There were other individuals as well. And you're taken down to cells. U5, or U6, sorry, are placed into a singular cell that has 3 beds and is not designed for 6 people. The other ones are crammed into other cells across the hall from you and in different compartments, different cells down. You are definitely under the floor, and in fact, based on the sound that you're hearing, you're underneath the pavilion that you guys had entered in from. You can hear the movement up above. You can hear the distant like cracking of whips, and the general like movement and moans and groans. This hall is not silent. There is flickering candlelight on either ends that keep this place just dim enough that a person in the hallway could see down, but you in your dark cell can't see well around. The key is turned and locked. It is pretty hefty lock in of itself, and the guard marches off, heading back for the stairs that head up out of this stretch of cells. On your guys' way down, you saw that it forked a couple times, and you assume this is not the only hallway with prison cells. This seems to be the most, like the deepest section of it, and most likely the place of people who haven't been, quote unquote, reformed.
Are there anyone else in the cell that were placed?
Not the cell that you're placed in, but there are people in other cells in this hallway.
I'm gonna check to see if our stuff's here.
Looking across, by the way, there is a perfectly empty cell across from you. Each cell has about 3 like straw like sleepy mats. They put all 6 of you into one cell
Oh.
where there's only 3 of those mats, knowing that there was 2 empty cells that both had 3 mats.
Yeah.
Just another form of cruelty.
Little did I know.
Phoenix. I take off the cloak and I start to artificer infuse this.
You don't have your spellcasting focus.
It's a innate tool.
You don't need a artificer tool or anything. Okay.
It's an infusion. So able to give this to you while you're wearing this infused item. Whenever a creature fails a con saving throw to maintain a concentration on a spell, it can use its reaction to succeed instead, expending 1 charge. 4 charges regain.
Okay. I'm gonna look up just for once.
Yeah. I'm not that worried about it. Okay.
Okay, I'll probably need that.
You guys are
explained
going to
later.
get a long rest because it's the next morning that you are supposed to make your action. So you will have time to attune to it, I guess.
So, is it an attunement?
It's an infusion. It can only go on basic materials. That's why I haven't ever really brought them up before, because we all have magic equipment.
I think they still have to attune to the infusion, I believe.
I don't think so.
Imbuing each of them with your artificial infusions, turning it into a magic item. You can attune yourself to the item
Yeah.
the instant you infuse it, or you can forego the attunement so someone else can tune to the item.
So you have to attune to
Because
it.
that's why artificer infusions kind of suck. Because like
Yeah.
when you have a
Yeah.
high level magic, it's like why would you attune to an infusion which
So
is like a green
What do
magic
I look
item?
up
Yeah.
for that?
Just to
You just have to know it.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately,
So I don't really have to attune to it right now.
you guys also, by the way, should know that
Hi, Charles.
your items are stashed in your cell somewhere.
Charles.
Yeah, I was gonna look for
I
it.
need, yeah, because I need to
Oh.
attune to that.
Yeah, I don't think your attunement ever breaks
Oh,
Oh, really?
okay.
to it. If it was an item you were attuned to, I mean, you can. Yeah, it doesn't really matter either way. But you'll have a chance to attune to it tonight if you find it. So
Okay, so I would try to find it so that I could attune to it,
Okay.
not knowing that it's not something that hurts.
I'm gonna attune to my basic old quarterstaff. Speak with me, wood.
Because I can't do 2 items, right? Like I can't do the robe and my staff. Or are we saying that?
huh?
It'll take like an
You
hour
can
to
do
attune.
multiple. You can have up to 3 items attuned. Remember?
Okay, but I meant like
In
a
one
night.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Attune multiple. Okay.
It's not-
Who
it's
wants?
just
Whoever
for
searching, roll me an
your
investigation check.
Yeah.
It's mostly because that way,
I
as the
am
healer, you
balling
can
right
concentrate
now.
on that.
I was gonna
Also,
say,
finish
my,
shots.
Thank you.
23.
Hi, Charles.
Oh, well,
18. You can do that.
never mind.
23, 18. How about you
We'll
guys?
go the cats over
Anybody
here.
else?
Oh, for what?
Investigation.
I've got a -1 to investigation.
I'm
I'm just worried about.
I have a 0 to investigation. It's not worth it.
I
I'm
will
also-
try in a second.
I'm
but
concerned
it
about
needs
prison
to-
rules. I got like sharp claws. I'm like, all right, gotta
I
beat
can't
up the
see
biggest guy
anything, so-
here. But that's me.
You're able to stay here if you want.
I'm the worst.
We start making toilet wine.
Oh.
Oh no. Toilet mud.
Toilet mud. Oh no.
Colin, are you rolling?
Yes, sorry.
It's so cute.
You said
I
investigation?
like it.
Yep.
Somebody
The-
did a little house on one, and now I'm gonna do that.
Natural 1.
Nice.
I got a cat.
You going for your
Giving me
first place that you
nuggets.
would think of, you're like, it's gotta be just buried in this thing. You start flipping the only beds you got,
Mhm.
disturbing the straw. Like, they're not compacted, so you're like breaking the beds, trying to
Nice.
search for them. The other 2 of you, realizing there's not a lot of places to hide in it, both of you start inspecting the stone walls, and both of you find you each find a pocket where there is a loose stone, and pulling it out, there is some goods scattered in each one. You find a bow, some arrows, a book, and what was your
Quarterstaff.
quarterstaff? A basic quarterstaff. You find a bow, arrows, your bow, and another staff that is more neatly adorned. You also find in yours a set of thieves' tools.
I'm gonna give you your stick. I'm gonna give you your stuff. I'm gonna take one of your arrows though.
This is
No grappling
nice.
hook. Dang.
I think not.
Thief! You've never caught me steal. You've never seen me. I
want or
don't
not?
steal. Yeah.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Do you want it or not? Yeah.
You've never seen me steal. Yeah, I do want it.
I'm too good. Can't see.
These tools are for picking locks, not for stealing anyways.
Yeah.
You steal after you pick the lock.
Did you guys find my book?
Oh, this thing?
Just right into your face.
That did not feel like natural dust.
Oh, it was definitely unnatural.
It's all
Okay.
like skin flakes.
What does that mean?
You guys, long
There's
rest.
some sheddings. You know,
That's natural.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll sleep on the floor.
You're
'cause I
hairy, my
got
guy.
fur.
You are
Cat.
hairy.
The fuck?
Okay. It is not a great night of rest, but you long rest nonetheless.
I'm gonna sleep next to him just because he's so warm.
don't touch me.
The following morning,
You're a her. Thank you very much.
are you guys sleeping with your stuff just out?
Oh,
No.
heck no.
Okay. So kind of burying it under the straw and
I
stuff.
no longer have a robe, so it's like going.
Well,
in
I
anything
figure
else.
like if
You're
we're
in your-
sleeping
you're in your-
next
you're in
to
your,
each
like,
other,
yeah,
our
basic
stuff is
under-
like
Yeah,
it's
like-
right. It's like wedged between us, but
Yeah.
I'm the bigger, so I'm like.
Sure.
So yeah, our stuff is
Um,
hidden between the two of us.
That's how does like the soda trick with their stomach. And,
Yeah. So, you guys hear and awake to torchlight coming through, and you watch as 3 armed guards do one patrol down and up, looking in each of the cells, just observing you guys. And they don't seem to be paying that much attention.
Is it not the droids you're looking for?
So they keep walking. What the fuck is a droid?
I like to say the droids you're looking for. I
They
was
walk
like,
down and up.
One of them might be.
And they go, y'all will be dealt with tomorrow, as they walk by on the way out. And you hear,
Is that my
from up the
Only
stairs.
3.
Yeah, I
what a
know.
novice.
Had practice on my door.
Yeah.
You guys are now
I'm
in a very
stepping on
quiet
your
hallway
shoe.
here.
How did you not?
You don't think I didn't
Alright.
notice?
I'm over here just quiet.
You're ready to break out of here?
Yeah, ready for this?
You seem way too excited about this.
I've never broken out of a prison.
You're a
We're not gonna
pirate.
break. We're gonna tinker out.
Yeah, tinker.
Yeah.
That's a great way of thinking about
Temporary
it.
release.
Yeah.
Catch and release.
We're gonna practice a little freedom.
You guys. Well, I want to
Well,
Stick
still
my-
in laws.
little bird head out if I could,
Mm-hmm.
and make sure there's no one like looking, even like in the other cells, to
Oh
like,
wait,
see if anyone
because I'm
can see
technically
me.
a cat, can I fit through?
Well,
Good
that cat
stat.
can't fit through.
There's
You're
nobody
just
in this
blue,
like
she's black.
yeah. You can tell this is like you are in the dark hole of despair. There's nobody even like
I'm
nobody even has the
navy
thought
blue,
that they can
there's a
get out.
difference.
And these are the people that are in those cells are not you guys. They're not fighters and wizards and druids. They haven't
They're
seen action.
peasants.
These are peasants who have lived in squalor their whole life.
Commoners.
Yeah, literal peasants. I like my boot.
Anybody who had the ability to leave Legatio left. These are people who they would die before they got to the next city because they can't survive outside of it.
Toesies.
All right.
They're like pitchfork and
Oh
mayonnaise
no, I become
type
writer.
people, not-
Pitchfork and
I have to become
mayonnaise.
writer.
Mayonnaise is not an instrument.
No,
Oh,
exactly.
really?
That's what I'm saying.
I have become
Alright,
writer.
Ballin, you ready to do your thing?
Because I'm
Get us out
stepping
of
on
here.
his toesies.
Yeah.
Now, is the cat doing it or is the
Sorry.
bird breaking it?
I missed that. What?
We're breaking out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tink tink. and
Okay.
then-
You're gonna try and pick the lock of the cell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't break them.
How about a 20?
Does anybody else here have proficiency that can help him?
In
He already said
It's
20
not.
something.
Yeah. yeah. I can't. I got a 22.
Hold on. Do what?
Okay. 22 absolutely succeeds.
how's
You guys watch this bird reach through the locks and like in 2 seconds flat just says, "Don't worry, I got this." Reach through, ka-chunk, and then the door immediately swings open.
Are they rigid enough that
I
you
grab
can
my
way to
longbow.
go.
dexterously
I grab my longbow.
use,
I
or
have
are they
hands.
actual like
I have just like winged arms.
yeah, but are they under feathers?
Yeah.
Or, that's weird.
What's under your belly?
A
What are
book.
You had a book under
That's
there.
where she hide her
I'm gonna be
her
like,
virus. She's very literal.
I'm gonna give them the tools, the thieves tools, and then I'm gonna like go kind of like sneak down the hallway to see if there's like a window on the door and whatnot to see if I can like make sure the coast is clear before all of us get caught.
We do have our
There's
stuff,
nobody
right?
in this hallway. Yeah, it's,
Well,
it's
like the sneak down the hallway and then
Uh-huh.
there's like a door.
so the stairs. Yeah, there's some stairs that go up into a large wooden door that has a lock, and it's locked from the other side.
Yeah, I'm gonna sneak up there and I'm gonna listen or if there's a window perchance.
Give me a perception check.
Perception. That's gonna be a 15.
You don't get the sense that there's anybody on the other side of this door.
Okay, I'm gonna sneak back down and I'm gonna let him know.
Okay.
I think we're clear.
Okay, we move forward then.
Alright.
We go to the east tower.
I would love to
Second floor.
cast Pass Without Trace.
Oh,
on
excellent
us.
job.
You guys all get +10 to your stealth checks.
Oh,
Sweet.
freaking
I
awesome.
need that because I rolled a 7.
It's a minute.
Oh, we're rolling stealth check?
I didn't ask to roll stealth yet, but it will soon.
But knowing that we're sneaking out,
Yeah,
So,
I was gonna.
There's nobody
say-
in this hall. So, okay, moving up the stairs.
Hey guys, I
You
haven't
may
even
make an
taken
attempt to pick
dice
that
out
lock.
yet.
Sneaking up the stairs.
Yeah.
So I have plus 20.
You
17.
have plus 20.
Yeah.
wow.
No,
I have
that's-
plus
that's
8.
what path
Don't roll a
pass
1.
without a trace for me.
Mine's a 45 minimum.
Nice.
I grab
Um,
my longbow.
You need to try and pick the lock.
Okay. How about a 20? Dirty 20.
Easy enough.
Nasty.
You're able to both pick the lock and then slide open, knowing that the secondary locks in there are able to like hook the chain with the thieves tool as you go through, and the door swings open.
Quietly as possible.
As quietly as possible. I would say with your 45 in stealth, you're able to very quietly open that door. You guys look in to this lit room, and you see the back
So
of a
lit.
chair, and the back of a head sitting in that chair, facing the doorway that you guys need to go through. The door swings open. The person hasn't moved at all.
Are you
He's not dead.
Are you just taking the pot shot?
I
I'm
really
gonna-
want to.
Could I? I'm
Do
gonna
it.
I'm gonna sneak up first, like right next to him, and I'll be like,
Roll me a stealth check. You still rolling that one.
yeah. Well, no, I can't.
Yeah, you can.
And we can do
Well, I
non-lethal
can,
damage.
but I
You can
can't.
crit.
Well,
fail.
sorry,
No.
but yeah,
Headshot.
natural one I think is the only one.
Override.
That,
Oh no, all my stuff went away. It's only a 32.
Oh yeah.
32.
Okay.
I forgot my.
You
ring
walk
roll.
up, and as you get close, you hear the faint sounds of. You walk up and you look around the corner, and he's just in the chair.
I'm just gonna
Eyes
go.
closed.
My maintenance is
I'm just gonna go.
We can
Well-
do non-lethal damage too.
or we can all sneak in. But
Or we can sneak by. I
but
like
they
that.
said
They said
no friends.
yeah.
Can I see how strong this guy
They-
kind of looks? Like if I could just like kind of arrow this.
Right through the throat.
Yeah.
We can do it.
You could maybe combo it if you guys wanted to.
Do it.
I'm going. I'm doing
Surprise.
it.
Okay.
I'm taking
Yeah.
my
Roll with
minus
advantage.
five.
Roll
I
with
wanna-
advantage.
And I'm taking my minus 5.
Roll with advantage.
Ready my action.
Can I
Don't.
do it
No,
too?
you do the
No.
same time. Roll with my action. We already got 2 people. Yeah, it's gonna be hard with 3.
Ah, damn. I rolled a 3 and then a 4, but I have plus 12, so
Okay.
16.
Oh,
That
I
hits.
don't. Oh no, I do have the arrow. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't got nothing.
Improvised weapon.
You want me to just add like a normal dagger?
It's
Just for
yeah,
simplicity?
yeah, sure. But you're not gonna add your dex modifier
21
to it.
piercing.
Yeah.
21 piercing.
Do I
21
get
piercing.
advantage because it's just?
You do get advantage, and you auto crit with a melee.
16.
You auto crit. Sorry, if you
What
hit.
does that mean?
Double damage.
You imagine you rolled a nat 20.
Okay.
So double the
Double the dice damage.
16
this
hit?
damage.
Yeah.
Huh?
So
16 to hit?
16 hits. That's what you roll too.
And then I get sneak attack.
You get sneak attack too.
This-
It is a light weapon.
Never mind.
You don't get your dex modifier to the weapon's damage. You just get the 1d4. But you do, because it is a light weapon, you will still get
Sorry,
sneak
right.
attack
It's
damage.
24.
Oh, I don't get my dexterity bonus?
Not to the damage. So you just get the 1d4 damage. You don't get the dexterity damage.
Yeah, but you get all your sneak attack.
You get your sneak attack.
Yeah, that helps.
Because this isn't your like proficient.
Did you roll
Weapon.
to hit?
I
You're
mean,
shooting this guy too?
For the
Oh,
most
I
part,
wasn't.
it
I'm
Yeah,
is.
not
it's-
doing it.
With one arrow and another person on it, it's kind of hard to get another attack in. But how much damage?
Take
24.
all
24,
this.
and it's
So
crit, so
gonna
double
be-
your
it's gonna
sneak
be a
attack
pretty
damage as well.
shit ton.
Just roll the sneak attack damage and then double the number.
So
roll a d4.
2, 4. Oh, that's not the right thing. Hold on, sorry.
26.
24.
24 damage. That's with the crit.
I rolled a
30, 34 damage.
34.
I just doubled it instead of rolling twice.
68 damage. Yeah. In one fluid motion, as soon as the arrow pierces the neck, like your arrow dagger pierces his neck, you see his eyes flicker open, but before he can say anything, you see an arrow broadhead come through between the eyes and just.
Good job, y'all.
I'm gonna slowly remove the arrow,
Mhm.
clean up the wounds,
Mhm.
and see if I can like kind of like put kind of his hair over it or something to kind of cover it up and lean his head back so none of the blood drips forward.
Give me a performance check.
I'm gonna check for any weapons on him.
Keys.
Yeah.
Yeah, like anything
Shout.
else he's got in the
Hey,
body while
whisper
he's
shout.
giving him all performance.
Okay.
Gritty.
23.
23. Yeah, I would say it looks pretty good.
Sick. I don't have anything
You
to
kind of have to
back
like
that up
use a
with.
rag to like stuff into the wound so he's not gushing blood out.
I'll
but-
just work something.
yeah. You check for weapons. You find a mace and a dagger on him.
Hey
I'm
guys.
a motherfucking
Here's your mace. Here's a mace for anyone.
Keys.
I don't know how to use that stuff. I know how to use a glaive.
I've seen you use a mace before.
The only
Yeah,
Mace Windu.
you guys actually don't find any keys on him. Oddly enough.
Maybe any
As one professional assassin to another, beautiful.
The door that he is looking at, by the way,
Incredible.
there's 3 doors behind him. The one you
Yeah.
came up and 2 others that lead down to other cell areas.
Mhm.
The door he's looking at, based on when you guys walked in, leads in a staircase up to one of the main halls that will then walk down, and then you can split into like the east wing and the west wing and stuff.
For
Um,
flavor, could I have done it right through his ear?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so when you pull it out, when you put it through his ear, then it thunks through the brain at the same time. When you pull it out, your stick from the arrow is shattered because it was pierced by the arrow she shot.
No, that's kind of
So you stuck it in, and the other one went through your wood and came out the other side. So now you just have a little stick.
So part of the arrow's still in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, right.
He's not lying.
You gotta.
The door that you're
Dagger
looking at is
door.
actually barred from the inside, so you can very easily unlock it. But you know that these stairs are going to lead up and then into the main hall that you guys were pranced down.
Okay.
You guys were mostly blindfolded, but you could see at your feet, so you guys have a sense of direction, but you're not really sure what the place looks like on the inside.
Was this part of the map that we were shown, or is this unknown?
No, this was generally like you got your directions. It's not like a map like, okay, take a left here, take a right here, take a left here. It's like, okay, this is the east wing, there's a central hall at the bottom, we know that.
Yeah.
That kind of stretches the width of it. You guys are in the prison that's underneath here, so you're gonna come up, and then you're gonna have to take, you're gonna come up in the middle, and so then you guys are gonna wanna take a right to go,
That's too much brain work.
east or whatever.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, are we ready to keep on sneaking?
That's fine. That's aloof for sneak.
Good. Don't forget to be very, very quiet. We're hunting
rabbits.
We're hunting rabbits.
We hunting rabbits?
We're hunting zealots.
I was gonna say rabbis, and I'm like, wrong religion.
We're hunting rabbis.
To hunt a rabbit, you must think like a rabbit. Hippity hoppity.
Nah,
Get
you
off
guys
my
seen the
property.
And that's get off my
Have
property.
you guys seen the kids' TV show
That's how I'm
named
channeling.
Rabbits?
That's how
No, that's bad.
That's how I'm channeling my past without trace.
Nah, we be
Hippity
hunting
hoppity, get off my
rabbits.
property.
Rabbits.
See, I feel like you'd give me inspiration if I was the player.
Yeah.
You can't get double inspiration.
No.
DM can't have inspiration. Okay.
That'd be crazy.
You guys move up the stairs, and it is fairly quiet. Most of the eyes, again, are out. They're watching. There's not a lot of people, like you expected, watching the inside. There's a lot of people watching the outside.
Dang.
So, heading up, you guys can all make stealth checks again for me.
I
Actually,
did.
Mommy,
Sounds like
you're
it's
dead.
happened
I
to
don't
me
know
in
that we
Yeah.
have.
first time.
Okay. You all make stealth checks.
I'm so glad I have that plus 10.
18.
37.
I got a 23.
14.
Natural 1.
18 plus
Actually, not wearing your armor.
Hey, do you flavor it like
Use
in,
your
a,
inspiration.
26.
in a group
I have
setting
inspiration.
where
He gave
if,
it to you earlier.
if
this
someone's
session.
really good at
Yeah, it's
sneaking
Krista.
and
Yeah.
Oh,
someone
you got
else
the
like
inspiration.
drops something
Oh,
or kicks something
crap.
or whatever, they like whatever.
So what did we roll again?
37.
14.
32.
23.
Natural 1.
36.
You guys head up, and
Carries them.
here's what you see in front of you, right?
Oh, I got my
Marble
You're
floors,
just
like you
walking
expected.
normally.
Marble and stone floors.
Not even trying.
There is every like 15 feet. There are following the central corridor path. There's these white pillars with like gold trim on them, and then in between every other statue or every other pillar is this like massive statue of like what looks like a priest with its hood on, arms crossed, on either side of this hallway that spans from east corridor to west corridor. There's multiple splits as it goes down. Like you look to the left and right, and the path will split off, like going into different rooms on the floors. And in front of you is a doorway half closed that leads out into the courtyard, and
That's
you can
not a-
hear the noise of people out in front of you. What?
It's not a door, it's a jar.
Take 46 psychic damage. I'm kidding. I make that joke at work all the time. Whenever I'm like, it's like, oh, left door ajar, and I'm like, that's not a jar, it's a door. So you guys make it your way left, and you are walking down this white stone corridor. There is no sneaky way to go about this. Mostly down. I mean, there are globules of illuminated light at the base of these statues that illuminate the room greatly. So your hope is just to walk briskly and get there quickly. You guys make it past the guards that are like right at the front door looking outward. They don't notice you as you turn, like you walk behind them. And you make it a couple doorways down before you guys cross a last little set. And as you're stepping into the next kind of run of like statues on either side, you hear a door shut right in front of you. You had kind of like walked a little bit ahead, a little bit more briskly, and you realize too late that a door shut, and you watch as 4 figures walk in from either side, left and right, and they turn and face you guys.
Hello there.
And immediately they are ready for combat. They are weapons drawn. In front of you is a person like you've been seeing in big silver plate armor, gold trim, looks very holier than thou, priestess. Next to them, walked from the other side, is somebody in almost the opposite color of armor, black armor, like dark blue trim, holding a glaive, and then behind them, each of them is a robed priest. Let me go ahead and pull up the battle map for you so you guys can see it.
I hate this.
There you go.
Very nice job.
Oh, we were walking in the dead center, not on the side?
There is no way to hide on this.
Okay, I was like-
Those you can't sneak around the backside of those statues very well. They are in your guys' path, and this is where we're gonna leave the session off for the night.
Oh.
At the start of next session, you guys will be rolling combat against the 4 of these with your limited armaments. You're gonna have to move quick because if any of them escape,
It's alerting everyone.
they're gonna be alerting everybody. So leave no survivors.
Ooh. Well, thank you. Are we
Yeah.
still on?
Yeah.
That's good.
Are we still streaming?
Yeah, stream's going. So
We will be on next week for the Helsing Tower. Just a heads up, as we approach the month of June. June will be our last semi-streaming month, and then July we will, as a crew, be taking the whole month of July off from D&D. So be able to enjoy ourselves up here, or we'll be able to enjoy ourselves up here on vacations and summer and work and life, and you guys will get a little bit of break from D&D. So that's what I know.
coolio.
No.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.